Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How's everyone doing? Hey, Logan, Jamie, Ryan, how you doing? Um, Welcome in. Probably not going to be a long one. Not sickly. I went on that lunch, and by the time I got home, my throat had gotten worse, and starting to feel a little better today. But yesterday was kind of miserable. But anyway, uh, so there's a couple of things. One was how's the sound? I can't. My ears are off. It sounds okay to me, but I'm imagining it must sound. Ryan will let me. I mean, Ryan or Logan or Jamie, let me know. I think it's okay, good enough anyway. I'll probably show this a couple times as people come in, but I'm starting to do. I did that whole video except for the. But the video, yeah, you don't want to see that. um, the that bike deal on the on that, excuse me, on that Honda Shadow. Uh, Everything except for inside the bar there, I shot with the iPhone 15, and I guess it's on 1080p. And then I started a video, and I'm going to show you the little clip of this, the first one of the first deals on it. And I learned how to download it with a cable from my phone to my laptop, which probably easy for anybody anybody else but me. It was a pain in the ass. I couldn't freaking figure it out. I'll play that here real quick. Let's see. How do I do that? So this pond cleaner that I bought, it has an automatic deal on it. I bought it specifically to clean this front pond and to touch up the back pond. What it'll actually do is it'll fill up. Once it gets to a float, it will shut off like it just did, and then it will drain out this pipe. And it does it all automatically, which makes it nice, especially if you're just doing it by yourself. So we'll do that, and we'll go on to the next step. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know if you could see it well enough there, but it seems like the sound and everything comes out of there. I'm gonna order another Comica. Um, uh, I can't find the little one that I used. That what was it? I forget the name of it. The yellow one. I got to try to find it, but it didn't work properly. And I think Comica I know works with the iPhone 15. Just because it has a C deal on the bottom doesn't mean that you can just plug in any microphone to it. So, or at least that's my understanding. So we'll see what happens with it. But the new one, I'm probably going to order it so that I have it for the phone. I ordered a selfie handheld deal, not a gimbal. I have a gimbal too, um, for just filming because it's got pretty good stabilization and everything in filming. I think the only time that I would need the gimbal is if I was doing, like I think I said before, those walks and stuff like James used to do and Fa does and whatever they and they're going live. For some reason, I guess the stabilization doesn't work when you're live. Hey Pierre, how you doing? Let's see. Morning. Hello to everyone. Will not be long. Little Lao SIM card. Yeah. Also, I shot that whole thing with my GoPro 9. All I did was reset it back to factory settings or whatever it is, and seemed to work. I didn't put, which I apologize for. I didn't. I didn't put a microphone on it. I didn't put any kind of a, anything for the wind, so it was a little noisy. But I was happy to see that the freaking thing worked because I'll need it for that, even if I'm using my phone a lot, which I'm planning on. I'm going to plan on shooting that uh, redoing that front pond completely with the 15, and hopefully you guys will give me some input on what you think. But I'm going to shoot it in 1080. I don't see any reason to I looked at it on my 27-inch and on my 65-inch, and I don't know. I guess if you're just a complainer and a complete fanatic, I guess maybe it might be a problem or something, or maybe it's, I don't know, or my eyes are just older than shit, which could be, but well, I don't know. I didn't see any problem with it, but you guys can let me know. I think that Ron, he watches it on his 55. Morning from Laos. Hello to everyone. Will not be okay. That's one I read on. Oh, you're on a SIM card. Okay, that's what I didn't quite understand. Okay, so you're on your phone texting and stuff on a Lao SIM card. Did I get that right, Pierre? Let's see. Logan says, yes, stabilization on the iPhone is done with the software in the phone after you take the video and save it to the phone, so it doesn't work. Well, yeah, and I've got a fairly small. I can't really show it to you. I'll show you guys to it. I got a fairly small gimbal. The freaking it goes 1.8 meters. This one that I got, it's Ulan. It's a knockoff of the I don't know, Ulandi. I don't know how to say it. The one that makes all the stuff for GoPros and stuff. Um, and it's got a separate button, Bluetooth to push to start the video and stop the video. The only other thing I found out too, on iPhone, you can't. I don't know if you guys noticed you probably didn't, but in the bike video, Ulanzi, yeah, that's it. I think it's a knockoff of it. It's the same exact thing, but it was half the price of it or less, and I would just wanted to try it. So, but it goes 1.8 meters. It extends. It's got a Bluetooth deal on it. It should be fine. It's kind of big, but it should be fine. But on an iPhone, and I guess it's just the iPhone. You can't flip the screen on the phone deal while you're videoing. Videoing, is that a word? While you're taking a video, you cannot You cannot flip from front to rear. I looked on Google or YouTube, I think, and it said to download this time camera lapse or something that puts timestamps and stuff on, and you can download that and get it to work, but it won't let you do a few other things that I would like to do with the phone. So I guess if I'm gonna flip around and talk, I guess, or I'll figure out how to just work off the back camera and flip it around myself and know where I need to put the iPhone to be able to be in the frame. We'll see. It ought to be fun. Hey, Cobus, how you doing? But yeah, so I don't know why, and I don't think it is because I know I watched one of Chuck's videos that he was because he's trying to go to a phone too or use it more, and he's got an Android and he just pressed the button or he just pressed something and it flipped around. So I'll have to figure it out. I only looked at a couple. I'll have to go on YouTube and look at some more on if there's some kind of a hack or something for it. Thanks, Cobus. Always appreciate it. Hey, James, how you doing? So I don't know. I think the phone's fine. I already cracked the front, not the screen, but the screen protector, and I had three individual covers put on the three iPhone cameras, and one of those is cracked, but I can't see it in the. Maybe it's one that's only used for cinematic or something. But excuse me. Oh, anyway, I don't see it in there, so I'll use it. And next time I go over to Robinson or something, I'll have him replace it. Oh, also on Google too, huh? I don't know. Chuck did it somehow, but you can use different apps to take video. Yeah, that's what I did. It was called the one I YouTube video that I showed said download this free app. I can't remember the name of it. I got it on my phone. Let's see. It is called timestamp camera, basic or something, or free or something like that. And if you use that, it will. It does work. I tried it, but it won't let me. I can't see the whole screen because it's a free app, and it runs some kind of a ad across the bottom of it. So I don't know. I have to find out if there's one that I could pay, a couple of bucks for or whatever, and it works good. I would get it, no doubt, because it is kind of a pain in the ass when I want to just flip it around. But like I said, I could use the back camera. I'm sure that I can figure out how to be in frame. It'll probably take me a few tries, but there's got to be a way to do it. So hopefully I'll get over this sickness, sore throat, spitting up crappy stuff, and I don't know. I didn't take a test, but it's been 3 days or something now, so I don't know. I imagine it'll probably be okay. When I picked up the Shadow, I dropped off my Scoopy and had him change all the fluids and put a new rim on it. It had a dent in one of the rims, and just make sure I replace the belt and all that crap on it. And it's ready. So I'm not going to go get it today. I just got to text him. I already paid for it. He charged me 3,000 baht and he did everything to it. Like, so what is that? Under $100. It's ridiculous. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Andy, how you doing? Uh, I don't know. I don't think maybe you probably know better than me, Ryan. I got a. Let's see if I can pull up a picture of it real quick. You might know from the pictures. Let's see. What am I looking for? No, I don't want that. I want this, and I want this. I'm gonna go to the. I got to figure out how the hell to. It's a '92. It's old. I like it because it's chain drive. It's not the other one. Let me see. I've got one of his pictures, and I think I could bring it up, and then maybe you can tell. It looks like it's been modified. I just had the guy. He replaced the head gaskets, did the valves, changed all the fluids, rebuilt the carburetors. It's still got a lean pop to it, an after fire through the pipes. But runs. I was surprised because it's basically what. Maybe I can share this video. Can I share this with you guys? Um, it's basically this one. Yeah, that's it. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you can. Can I make it not as big as I can make it? It's 45 cubic inches, so and 750, and like I said, it reminds me of my Dyna, my '08 Dyna, and I checked all the specs on it. It's an inch longer from front to rear than the Dyna, and it's a half inch lower in the seat. It weighs, of course, less, but then the horsepower is, of course, less. But I mean, for me, it definitely has less horsepower than the Dyna, even with the weight difference. But it ran. I wrote it. I did that video on it. If you get a chance, you can see the video. And I didn't put a bunch of stuff in there, but I was impressed, and I'm going to do another video on it after. I want to take it for a 2, 3 hour, 4 hour ride. Maybe I'll go to Tat Phnom if I'm feeling better in a few days or something, and stay the night and ride back. Have to see how it is, but I don't know what it is. But it's a '92. It's old. I ordered a sissy bar for it. I've got a couple of bags that are going to go across the back, not on the side. I ordered a two tool cases, some highway pegs for the crash bars, and I ordered a set of floorboards to go on there. So you give me 10,000. American Classic Edition. Is that the one? I had a two. Hold on. Let me get rid of this. Now you can see Santa Claus. Okay, I missed it all. All right. So you had one in 2003. AC. It was great to run. Yeah, and I like I said, I would take it out on the on the highway. He did everything. We replaced we pulled the radiator, and on the back of it, somebody had put a shitty patch weld, so I had him put a new radiator on it. It's got a brand new set of Dunlops. The Dunlops were 10,000, 9,000 baht, and 20,000, another 10 to do everything else. That's the gaskets, redo the carburetors, change all the fluids, put the tires on, redo the electrical system, make sure it was all good and charging correctly. The cooling system, new set of plugs. The plugs were expensive, and I don't know. I'm not too familiar with it because I'm not familiar with a V twin that's water cooled. I thought it was kind of cool, but got a little bit of a after fire, a lean pop to it. So I told him, let me ride it for a week, put some good gas in it, and he said the valves are good and adjusted right, and the timing's right, and doesn't have any exhaust leaks or vacuum leaks. So I'm guessing it's got to be in the pilot. Either replace the jet or open it up a little bit and give it a little more fuel when you back off the throttle. But I told him, let me ride it for a week. We'll pull the plugs. Let's take a look at the plugs and see what we can do with that pilot jet. But I think for a bike around town, for the price I paid 105 for it, and I put the 20 in it, so I've got 125,000, and the 3 was a chain driven too. Yeah, so but I'd never seen them before. I knew nothing about them, but I go, hey, maybe this will get me through my Jones and of having a Harley again, and it does. It sounds good. It's got plenty of throttle to it. I haven't really got on it really hard because with that lean pop, I don't know until I look at the plugs. I don't want to hurt the engine for no apparent reason. But the motor sounds tight, lower end. Yeah, I got no complaints except the pegs are a pain in the ass, even though they're semi forward controls. I bought a pair of tennis shoes and wore them that day for the first time since I've been here in Thailand, 5 years. That felt a little weird because I got that neuropathy in my flipping feet, so it feels weird when there's anything on my foot. But it wasn't bad. I bought them for that purpose. Got to readjust the shifter lever, and they should be here within the next couple of days. And I'm not going to do shit. I'm just going to take this stuff to this guy and let him put it on. It's just, I don't want to. It's not worth it to me for the amount of money they do it. Yeah, he was saying, especially with the right pipes, I had straight set of Cobra pipes. Sounded like our. Yeah, I got to. He said it might be the pipes are aftermarket on this thing too. The way that the pipes look, it wouldn't have been what I would have chose, but maybe short of trying that, I might put a set of straight pipes on it. I got to find out. I don't know. I know that they're cheaper than shit in the States, and I don't know what is 100. I have to do it because I can't freaking add. Okay, so we had 105. Well, let's say what I paid for it, 125. That's all ready to go. Divided by 35, I think today, $3,500, and for $3,500, and I think you can get it in the States for probably $2,000 or something. I heard they're cheap there. I didn't know. Hey Jesse, how you doing? My girlfriend Lauren's side also. Little squeaky. They got stuff for that. No, Ralph's saying, you got to excuse me, I'm a little on the sickly side. If I recall, Honda advertised that something with the piston pin design, the shadow sounded like. Yeah, what they don't want you to do, I did read it, was They don't want you to tune it to make it lope. Boom, boom, boom. They said it doesn't get enough. I don't know if it's oil or something. They said that you should leave it at the spec RPM at idle, which is fine with me. I don't mind it, but it does. I mean, like I said, man, I until it dawned on me in my brain, and I went back and looked at my pictures of my '08 Dyna. Um, I went, wow, no wonder I liked it. It looks very, very similar. And like I said, it came with a 17 on the front and a 15 on the rear. The Dyna comes with a 19 and a 16, and that's what's on this particular bike. I don't particularly like the solid wheel in the back, but maybe I'll change it, maybe I won't. We'll see how much it affects anything, if anything. And so that's why. And it sits perfect, flat footed, nice and comfy. Like I said, hopefully the sissy bar that I ordered fits, and it was up to like a 2000 and something. But I looked at it, and the one that they had on there, and the struts going down the side looked exactly the same. So I'm hoping it worked. It's black. It's just one of those short ones. Only reason that I got it was so that I could put a bag on it if I wanted to go to, like, a 4-hour ride somewhere and spend the night. I have somebody, because you got you don't have a place to put anything, not even your wallet. So put that there, and then I bought a little tool bag for 2 tool bags for it. One for actual tools that I'll put in one of the bags, and then the older style round ones that go on the tube. I'm going to use that for my wallet and copy a passport, that kind of crap, and leave it in there. But I was impressed. I was impressed. Still doing something wrong. White walls. If it didn't have solid rim in the back, I would suggest white walls on it. Yeah, the Dunlops that I put on there, though, I did press those a little bit day before yesterday or whenever it was. My mind's shot. When I did the video, I didn't put it on the video. I took it up and around where I could open it up a little bit and not feel like I was going to hurt it at all, and then took it around a couple of turns, and I leaned on them, put it that way. And those Dunlops are soft enough. Probably not the ideal tire if you want to get longevity out of it, but an awesome tire to feel very comfortable in any kind of situation and any road you're going to hit here in Thailand. So, but I'm really impressed. Like I said, even the 750. Now I don't know what was done to the motor. I don't know, because I know people are going to ask me, what do you think compared to this? Well, it's hard to compare it to anything because I don't know if it's stock. Carburetors look stock, the jetting's stock. I'm imagining that it's got stock pistons and everything in it, but if it stock like this, I'm impressed. I think it's when I first started looking at it, I watched all the YouTube videos and all that crap, and they had said, this is the ideal first bike, cruising, and yes, ideal for somebody to get into a V twin of sorts. And I know Harley makes water cooled stuff now. I know Douglas was asking me. I guess they got a 45, which I looked at, kind of a unique looking. I kind of dug it. Bike, and he's debating on getting, in between one. I guess he's leaning. He asked me. I still got to answer him unless he's listening. He can pop in and say it, but I'm impressed with this Shadow, and I don't know anything about what is the other ones, the Kawasaki Vulcan. I know that I looked at the Vulcan, a little bit older ones, but it was like a 400 or something. I liked the way that it looked, but the motor was too small. But I know they make them up to like 11, as they do with the Shadow too, and then Yamaha's version and whoever else's. I know nothing about any of those except for this one, and I know very little about this one now. Sounds like Dana knows, or Dana knows. Ryan knows. Uh, on my 758, 5560 was cruising speed. 75 was just pushing it. 80 was drinking gas. What was I doing? I want to say that sounds about what just me sitting on it. That sounds about it. 60, 65 miles an hour seemed like a good cruising speed. Didn't seem like there was a lot of vibration. I don't think they're rubber mounted. In fact, I would almost bet they're not, but maybe they are. I don't know. But yeah, 60, 65 sounds about right. Your belly, unlocked over your belt. And 80 starts drinking it. Huh? That's another thing. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Now, this thing has a petcock. I was going to ask the guy, I mean, I always shut my petcocks off when they were easy accessible like that. Is that what they, because I don't know if the shit leaks by the carburetors or not. I got to know more. Maybe I'll talk to you, Ryan. And since you had one, maybe you can enlighten me a little bit on how I should treat this thing. I'm drinking a little bit of warm tea. But yeah, and I don't, because what is 70? What is that in kilometers? I'm horrible. Um, Anybody know? Or do I have to go to the almighty Google? 70 mph to kilometer. 112 kilometers. Yeah, 110. Yeah, I would say that 65 would be right around what, 100? 105, something like that. Yeah, I think you're right. It sounds absolutely correct. But I mean, do you really need to go any faster than that in Thailand, or is it just, I don't know? Let me see if this guy's got a better. I can't remember if he if he got a. I got to put together some on here. I think he did though. I think he had another better walk around on that Honda, but maybe I'm wrong. That's just pictures. That's him driving. The guy that I bought it from was scared to death of it. He bought it from a friend, I think, as a favor, and then wanted to get rid of it because I had, oh, maybe this one. Let's see. No, about the same. This one's actually running. This one will actually have some sound. Hold on, Dan. Running. Let me see. Oh, wrong one. Okay, here we go. Share screen. All right. And share. Let me bring it back. Okay. This is it. Let me see. Can I make it any bigger? Or can you guys see it? You can see it, right? I think you'll be able to hear it. Well, like I said, even at that point, it ran fairly decent. You know, that's the only reason because I bought it. I mean, I wouldn't have known whether the charging system sitting there was working 100%, whether the cooling systems, I knew nothing about it. So I figured, well, I'll just give it. And he wanted 130 or something for it, and between me and my wife hammering on him, we we got it down to. Uh, oh, sorry, that's on another page. Um, got him down to 105, and that was delivered to my house here in Surin. So 125, and that's about what they go for. Looks like between 100 and 150, 60 and up, depending on whether they're newer and whether you flop over into the 11s. Yeah, gold was like I had one. I had an older one, probably about what Jesse's talking about, and I bought it to sell it. It was such a good price, and it happened to be over in Bakersfield, so it was like 100 and some odd miles from my house. So when I drove it home, I got the I like the way the damn thing rode, you know. But of course, I wasn't too keen on. I would have got I would have had problems if I would have been driving the Goldwing around. So anyway, but I loved it, and this one, the one that I had a reverse. I don't know if they all did or not, but I made like I don't know $1,500 on it, and all I did was took a bus over the hill. The guy picked me up and took me to his house, and I bought it, rode it back, and sold it. Now you want, yeah, it's not really like a ridiculous a Goldwing or the Shadow. I seen one on there that is on Marketplace for 95, and I think it was about the same year that you're talking about, a 2002 or 2003. I can actually, while we're sitting here, I think, I don't know, I'm having problems with Marketplace, and I don't know why. Let me see. Sorry, I didn't want that. I don't know why I was having problems with it, but I was having problems with it. Let's see. Anyway, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it was the same year or not, but it was right around that time. And I think it was 95. 95, the guy wanted it. I was hoping I could, yeah, maybe I can find it. Let's see. Um, I mean, these 400cc ones and the 600s, you can find really cheap. Here's one right now I pulled up. It looks very similar, and the guy wants 47,000 baht for it, and it's a 400cc. Um, let's see. Let me put it in here and see if it'll find it. Honda, but let's see. W Shadow 750. Come on. Oh, there it is. Did it go? Here's one for 150 that's got a spring. Oh, it's in Sarin. Here, let me, so that I'm not boring the living shit out of you. Why can't I just share screen? Where is it? Facebook. Yeah, here. This one right here has got a Springer on it. Looked like more like a bobber type setup. Yeah, definitely. And they want 30,000 kilometers, 150. It's a 2000. Here's a 90. Here's a classic. But what is it? A 600 or 80,000? I think it's probably a 6. It looks a little beat up. 400. There's a Speed 400. See if we can find a 7. Here's another one. This one looks fairly clean. It's got a longer sweep on it. It's a chain drive. 2004 59, and it is I'm gonna guess it's a 400. I don't know. Doesn't say. But they're cheap. But I don't know the size of, if there's a big difference. Or here's a 2000. This might have been the one. 129,000 kilometers. Yeah, 750, and he wants 83,978. How the hell do you come up with that number? But it looks like he's got a. I like the bars. I like the whole bike actually. Is that a classic? Is that what you guys are talking about? It's got white wall on the back of it. It's got your name all over it. Where's he at? Where are you? Tannenberry, whatever that is. Here, I'll put it here. Where is that? Is that close to? It's close to Bangkok. It's not really not very far from you either. It's got a crap load of miles on it, but I mean, it doesn't look any worse for wear. It doesn't have a license plate on it, so I don't know. Maybe the reason that he's asking cheaper money for it is maybe it doesn't have maybe it doesn't have a book. That was the one that I looked at. No one has swooped in on it, so I'm imagining. Oh, there's a Goldwing, an 81 for 185. Am I boring the crap? Is there anybody left in the chat? Actually, there's more now. Okay, let's see. Shadow. I looked, but never found one I like. So bought the Forza. Oh, okay. Is that a Rebel? Rebel's too small for me. No. Drop the link, Dave. I'll come on for a second. Yeah. Okay. Let me do. I can do that. Invite. Do I remember how to do it? Let's see. See if I remember how to do it. No, paste. Okay. Hey, Jake. Anybody else that I missed? But yeah, that one, that gray one is for 83. I mean, even if you needed to probably redo everything on it, you probably still have. That's why I bought this one. I did everything to it. Now I know exactly what's in it, except for the lower end I could hear. So I was fine with that. Hey, Ron. Now let's see if I can remember how when you come on, Ryan, with if I know how to do it. I think I do. So let me go back here. So I'll have to listen for you, but I don't think there's a 250. How the hell is that? There's a 400. Oh, I heard it. Where are you? There you are. Okay, let me.
Can you hear
Uh,
me though?
I can hear you fine. I don't know about them out in La La Land. I can hear you.
Oh, I wasn't going to turn on my camera. I'm in the trailer. I'm back in Louisiana in the trailer. It's a good old white.
Okay.
You say trailer trash. It is a white trash moment for me.
This is the one I was talking about.
Yeah, I see it.
Um,
It
and
even
it
looks like they've
doesn't
got miniature ape. They definitely that's
ape
definitely
hangers. Yeah.
aftermarket handlebars.
And it looks like on the mine they put them back to. It's got a stock pipe on it. But it it looked like mine probably did have them, and they changed it back. And I had them shorten the juice going down to the front disc. It was longer than crap because it must have had ape hangers on it,
Yeah.
which I kind of like. A lot of people don't like them, but it's just nostalgia. But it looks like it does have a white wall tire on the back of
Well,
there.
it's got one. They should have put it on the. Well, you know what they did? They just grabbed the tire for the front, or when one wore out, or something.
Right.
That should be two white walls. It's even got the soft saddlebags on the back. Only
Yeah.
thing it's missing is a sissy bar.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I had a hard time finding the one, and we'll see if it fits.
Mhm.
I had a hard time finding it, and so did the guy that did the work on the bike. I had to find it; he couldn't find it. But I
Yeah,
don't know for 83, it sounds or 84,000 sounds like a bargain to me.
it
But it
is.
does have 129 on it. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter that much to me. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I've ridden a lot of bikes that had a lot of miles on them,
and
but
you
they
see it
ain't
and most of the Hondas that they got, like, they're saying with the Steeds and I think the Rebel and everything, most of the Thai guys, what they do is they come in and they make bobbers out of them. Um,
right.
I had a guy right there in Jomtien, he wound up buying a, bobber. It was a Honda from, the guy lived in Rayong, and, they drove it down everything, and it was I mean, it had straight pipes on it, good loud pop, had the white walls, just a classic looking bike, and I sat on it, and it sits real low, and it looked like when I sat on it, it looked like, it was just disproportional. It it was
Here's
bad.
here's
It
another one. Now this one is a chain drive.
Yeah.
What year is it? 1995. Um, blacked out, obviously. Got ape hangers on it. Got white walls all the way around, but he wants 129, which I think is a fair. I mean,
And
the
they put
price is
Harley Davidson on the tank.
yeah,
Oh, come on.
yeah. I don't know why they do. Oh, he's got a book. So there's a book. Yeah, but that could be easily painted over. I don't
Yeah.
know why they do that. I mean, it's obvious, but it's got running boards on it. It looks like it's got.
Those
It could have baffles in it,
Yeah,
maybe.
that almost looks like Vance and Hines,
Yeah,
the
not bad.
Pikes.
That's 120. Well, it says shadow on the front fender.
Harley Davidson Shadow. I've seen it all.
But yeah, and there was then this guy's advertising his again right here. Uh, so he must be having either it doesn't run right or something wrong with it because for the 83, I would have bought it. I would
Yeah.
have at least went and looked at it. I shouldn't say that I would have bought it, but because that's what I was looking at the Rebel first too. Now here's it. I don't know anything about these, but I think that I think that this is a
Yamaha? Yeah,
drive shaft, right? I think.
I'm not sure.
I think they are. Let's see if we can.
Is that in Patia? I've seen a bike like that in Patia, and they made it look like an old police bike. It had no, it's not the same bike, but I've seen bikes very similar to that.
It's definitely a drive shaft. It is in Nakom Ratchashima, so that's right
Yeah,
outside of
garage.
Bangkok.
Yeah.
Mm. So yeah, so I don't know nothing. I know I really didn't want one. Here's a 98. It's made to kind of look like it's got
Another
purple on it. It's got
yeah,
mag
another
front
time.
wheels. What size? Oh, 1100. Wow. For 129 and
Mm.
98. I would see if I would have liked to have. Now, let's see. Is it a chain? I don't think it's a chain. I bet you it's I bet you it's a drive shaft. No, it's got lights on it. And I'm at the end. I can't tell. I'm guessing it's a drive shaft, but maybe not. A 98, maybe
You
not.
never know around Thailand, though, what should be there isn't there, and
Mm.
what shouldn't be there is there,
But
and you'll
like I said,
find
I was
something.
really impressed with. This was the bike of the day when I was younger on my Harley. This was the bike to get.
Right.
If you weren't going to buy a Harley,
It was
the
old cafe style
754.
bike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 754s. I think they had 65 horsepower or something stock from Honda
I had
back
a
in those.
Yamaha like that, an
They
old
probably had more horsepower.
cafe racer.
So here's a bobber. See, they're 400s. Those 400s are a dime a dozen.
Mm.
Here's a 90 that they lowered from 90 to 85, but it doesn't say what size it is. But I'm gonna guess it's a smaller one. What does it say? Bangkok. A lot of them in Bangkok. But I knew absolutely nothing about this bike until I started looking.
Oh, they're all
Now
over.
here's the Phoenix. Now what's that? 750 98.5, and it's 2007. Let's see if it's a drive shaft I don't particularly like the pipe, but that can be changed easier. It doesn't look bad shape.
No.
I can't tell as if it's come on, go run. You don't like showing that side? There it is. Drive shaft. I don't know enough about them. I'd get out in the middle of nowhere, not have any drive, and I wouldn't even know where to start to get it to roll again. Give me some baling wire and stuff like that, and a chain, and I can make it work.
Is that the front or the back tire?
Got to be the back because that's a
Alright,
drive shaft.
that's well, yeah. I don't
Yeah,
like those dry shafts.
yeah. And I'm not big on. I don't know enough about them, but I knew that I didn't want one. People said, "Well, it's an awfully old bike." I said, "Yeah, but I don't know, man. I rode around knuckleheads that were older than me, my grandfather, and everybody else. So here's a 600 Steed for 99, a bagger.
Hmm.
I don't know if those 600s if they're full size. Here's another one. This one is that the, no, that's a different one. The other one was blacked
I
out.
don't know if I trust the owner.
Yeah, I know. he, he might not tell you all the truth, but I don't know. He probably runs. He'd probably give you more truth than I got. I'll tell you about it. But let's see. 400s. Here's another. Here's 75 in Korat. Um,
Good lord.
yeah. What year is this one? Does it say?
It's got in the advertisement garage kept.
Korat. Let's see what the other pictures look. Those look like it's been rode hard and put away wet. Yeah, definitely. I can see why they're asking it's a 96, it says. So I'm guessing it's got a,
It's
I
been
don't
out in
know.
the weather like that since '96.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's see. Here's an 1100. You want 100 and 1990. Looks clean though. 169,000. It's got hard bags, or it's got the, or for it's got a sissy bar.
Well, you found they know you got sissy bars around there.
Yeah, and see if it's got a
It's got
1990
all
and it's got a drive shaft. That don't sound right, but
that.
I guess they know better than me. But like I said, I knew what I was getting. I've got everything put on it, so pretty much except for the lower end. Transmission is tight. Got no complaints or anything about that. So now I know at least what I've got, what I've got and what I'm working with.
Right.
Um, Here's a Suzuki Intruder, and I think that is it doesn't look bad, there,
Right.
but it's probably shaft, I'm imagining. Only three pictures of it. But 145, so you're in the 150. But I don't know. I didn't want to, me. I think I had actually sent this guy a message, and he put it back. And I can't remember this thing here. This 2015. I think he wanted more than I would have paid for a Harley
Hmm.
when he sent it back to me. But I mean, look at it. It looks like it's brand spanking new, and it's a
Yeah.
drive shaft too. But I feel better with, like I said, with mine. This one I tried to buy, or I was going to look at it. I kind of liked the little bobber look, but the guy said it was sold, but it's still in here. And he's in
Yeah.
Bangkok,
Yeah.
but I
It's
kind of like the way the look of it. I'm not big on those soft tail deals, but if you're just driving it around town, I'm sure it's more than adequate. And it's probably fine out on the road too. There's a 250.
hmm,
So now, how long before you're going to be back in Thailand?
2 more weeks.
2 more weeks. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I come down here for the first time. Well, I was here during the summer, but I was even debating on coming in because it's wintertime right now. I said, you know what, 2 weeks I can withstand the weather. Next week it's going to be like 19 Fahrenheit. It's going to be the coldest it's been in 2 years in Louisiana. And I'm going, son of a bitch. I've
Let's
got like
see.
one pair of jeans. That's it. I'm like, I'm not buying more clothes just to sit here for 2 weeks. I'm just not going to go anywhere and just stay wrapped in a blanket.
Let's see. Ralph says he's got short legs. He need a low seat. Drop my Roadstar 2.5 inches. I don't know what's your inseam. I don't know. I'm like a 33 or something or something like that. And I don't know. I can sit on this thing flat footed. It was a half inch lower than my Dyna, but I put lowering shocks on my Dyna. Let's see. What are we doing? Trading already? No,
Always
not
trading
trading anything.
motorcycles. Always trading motorcycles. You never have
I
to
will never, ever, 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 ever. And of course, now that I'm saying that, uh, that I can see, ever get rid of my Forza, man. I dig my Forza. I can jump on that right now and down the road. I got to take it over to the Honda dealer, even though that guy on the side of the road, I got lucky. The kid changed the tire. He saved my freaking life. I rode it all the way home and pushed it a little bit on the way home. But the tire is, I have no idea the manufacturer, but it felt fine. But
I,
I just
I,
wanted to make sure. He'd
I tell
never
you
done
what,
it before.
if you're going to if you're going to come down to Pat's anytime soon, take the Forza with you, and I'll bring you down to the shop on the circumvent. They got all the Pirellis and the Dunlops and the Goodyears and stuff like that. Because right before I left, I was trying to delay it, and I was like, you know what? Either I pay the money now or later. And I went down there and had two new sets of two brand new tires put on the Forza. I want to say it was right
Pirellis
there,
or
four or
what?
five thousand baht. So
Pirellis
those,
or
yeah, and
I paid 85. I think he charged me 8,500 for. He had to make some money, of course.
right, right.
8,500 for the Dunlops
Yeah,
on there.
this the shop that we go to on the circumvent, I've turned a bunch of people onto it because everywhere you went in town, they were going to this shop to go buy the tires and then come back and charge you to put them on. I'm like, the hell with that. Finally, my buddy, he's the one that found it. He's like, I finally found the distributor in town. Go to this place. He like took a picture of it. I'm sending it out to everybody. So when we need tires, this is the place to go.
You
And
know
everybody that's needed tires and went down there, they're like, man, that saved us about 2,000 baht.
what I'd like to know, maybe is I'd like to be able to let that Forza breathe a little bit. Did you change your exhaust or anything on your intake?
I did
As far
nothing to it, to the engine whatsoever.
I'd like to put a pipe on it, but I just don't know which one. And I
I'm
don't. Who do
so
you trust? I
Yeah,
don't.
well, I'm so afraid to do anything to the mufflers or any type of stuff and not keep it any type of stock just because the police by me are so hungry that if you give them any little thing, it's like you're their meal ticket for the day. Um,
Uh,
I had a guy that they took they actually had, of all things, they don't have much of anything else. They don't have radar guns or anything, but they'll have the meter for the sound. He said they put it right on his muffler and redlined it. And I was like, that's kind of shitty. He goes, oh yeah. And he got, the 1,000 baht ticket. He says, because whatever they wrote it for, it wasn't going to be the normal, 400 baht or 200 baht helmet ticket. He said it was a good 1,000 baht. So I was like,
Right.
well, I'm changing my muffler then.
Ron saying hi to you.
Yep. Hey, Ron.
Hey, Mally. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, I haven't had any problems whatsoever with it, so maybe I should leave well enough alone. But I do. I enjoy my Forza. I feel
Um,
comfortable on it. I feel confident on it. Uh, I I like it.
I had my buddy. He's been in Thailand for a good 6, 7 years now, and he's owned back here in the seas. You want to talk about an anti Harley Davidson person? Like, he hates Harleys with a passion. When he was younger, he even bragged he had the Top Gun crotch rock. He said, "Man, when it first come out, I had that
Hey,
bike."
Nick.
Hey, Nikki. He said he had that same exact Honda I think it's a CBR or whatever. And I'm the same way with rockets. I appreciate them, but I'm not, up with them so much. So he gets to Thailand and he started on the Yamaha, this and that. He got up, he had a CBR, or no, he had a Ninja. He wound up getting a Ninja for a little while, the little 400 Ninja to roll around on. And then he also had an ADV. So he had two bikes at the same time. He had his ADV just to kind of get the groceries, and he had the Ninja when he wanted to hit the circumvent and take a ride. So I get my Forza. We're rolling around. I said, man, why don't you just jump on my Forza and take it for a ride? He jumps on that Forza, goes up and down the road. He comes back and goes, I hate you. I was like, why? I said, you're gonna be at a motorcycle. Sure enough, within 2 weeks, he went ahead and sold. He traded in the ADV when he got the Forza, and then he sold the Ninja right after it. Or in fact, I sold the Ninja for him because he was too lazy to do it. He told me, he says, hey, he goes, hey man, he says, you sell yeah, things, Dad. He says, hey man, he says, you sell he says, you sell the Ninja, I'll give you whatever. It was like 10,000 baht. I had it sold in a day and a half.
Daz, did you read what Daz wrote?
Yeah, I saw it. That's
Hey,
what you
Daz,
call the
what's up, brother? Hope you're well.
telephone tough guys.
He's not coming back. I think till we're trying to put together some kind of a meetup the end of February, March. Is it
I
March? I don't know.
should be
Anyway,
there until March. I should be there until about early April. I should ship back out, excuse the pun. But yeah,
how's
no.
that going for you? You like it? Dislike it? Good enough
Well,
for now?
it's that's definitely a talk for private on everything, but all in all, it was really good experience. I mean, you got to think of it. I jumped on the ship in Piraeus, took it all the way through the Med, crossed the Atlantic, hit Fort Lauderdale, took it through the Caribbean, went through the Panama Canal, went down to South America, spent spent 4 or 5 days over starting Christmas in Antarctica, and then came back up and flew. So I hit. I want to say my total was like 20 something countries, 30 something cities,
Wow.
crossing, into Antarctica. And I've now hit 6 out of the 7 continents. And of all things, the only one I'm missing is Australia. Uh,
Wow.
so,
I'd like to do Australia.
and I tell you what, I'm really looking at one day, and it's probably going to have to wait till next year because I don't want to go during the summer or during which would be our summer months since it's opposite. Not so much not so much Australia, but hit up New Zealand, hit up the South Island. If you look at some of the motorcycle tours there, uh, there's a guy like you, big motorcycle enthusiast that I lived around when I used to live on the boat in the marina. And Captain Kirk, he was in his 80s at the time, and he had to get rid of the Harleys because he couldn't do the two wheels anymore. So he got a Can Am, and he went down to New Zealand with a group of people that were on Harleys, that they all rented Harleys down there, and they're like, um, "Hey, we found you a Can-Am, why don't you come along with us?" So he went down there with them, and I talked to him. I was like, "Kirk, how's the riding down there?" He goes, "Ryan, come on, let's go get a beer on the boat." And he told me, he goes, "Listen," he says, "I've ridden through the Alps." He says, "I've ridden through Europe." He says, "I've ridden Mexico. I've been all through the United States." He says, "I've been to South America." He says, "But nothing compared to New Zealand." He said, when you can look straight out on the horizon and see the color purple, he said, when you hear that purple mountains, he says the colors that you see going down the highway in the sky, he goes, "I'm 80 something years old." He says, "And I've never seen anything like that in my life." He says, "It's the best riding I've ever done." So, that's been on my bucket list for a few years. So one day when I
Well,
get,
when you get back here, I'd like to go do it. And I don't care, 2-3 day something somewhere.
yeah,
You get maybe Mitch want to go at. He's got, what has he got, a 155? Has he got that thing still, or
yeah, he's got
he's,
that little, yeah, but Mitch does well on on his 155.
yeah,
Um, and I've got a few other guys around there, ditching corporate Chris. He would come out. Then we got Gary, who's on a CB 400.
yeah,
Um,
perfect.
yeah, he loves riding. Him and Greeny are in Malaysia right now. I think I haven't talked to them yet. Um,
Maybe
but
we'll try to put something together for a 2-3 day, whatever anybody wants to do.
yeah,
Maybe
well,
up in the mountains somewhere or
I
something.
got to see what's going on. I got to see. You know how you got all those friends that you're back at home with that say, "I'm coming to Thailand. I'm coming to Thailand."
Right, right.
I finally got one. I don't know what happened. I hit him up. Um, I hit him up on one of the messaging apps right around thanks Christmas to say hello, and sent him some pictures of the Falkland Islands and everything, and we just started chatting. He goes, "Hey," he says, "I got $1,100 in travel credits for United that I have to burn before like February or something. When you going back to Thailand?" I was like, "Well, matter of fact, I'm coming to town and I haven't booked a flight yet. But when you want to go?" He goes, "Well, I'm gonna look." So I started looking around, and we're actually going to take the flight from Vancouver straight to Bangkok. It's the only flight out of North America that's Air Canada. So we're going to fly over to Vancouver and then take the flight from Vancouver straight to Bangkok. And he's coming along with me. So finally, I
Oh,
can
cool.
finally say I have finally one person that, that put his money where his mouth was and said, "I'm coming along." So, um, yeah,
Yeah, I haven't had anybody yet.
yeah.
Not yet.
I've had countless number of people. "I'm coming over there visit. I'm coming with you. I want to come visit." I'm always like, "Yeah, come on," because no one ever does. And finally, he's like, "Yeah, I'm to travel back with you." I was like, "No shit." So he's going
Perfect.
to come in and stay 40 something days, and I know he's got a motorcycle endorsement, but I also know he hasn't ridden in a year. But this is a big car guy, and motorcycle is a big engine. This is I'm pretty sure he could handle it. It would just be I'd have to get him a rental scooter and get him used to
Yeah,
ride
yeah. And
for
I'm not in any rush to get anywhere.
yeah.
I just want to get out and ride. I don't care. I don't have to be doing 180 miles an hour, and um, you know. But yeah, I'm looking. See what you can do. I'm game. Put it that way. Anything you put together, just let me know.
Yeah.
I'm probably game for it.
You
Oh,
know
what
what we
is
all you know what we ought to do is a mosquito patch through Louisiana. I hope you kept your mouth closed. Um,
no shit.
especially the
Uh,
love bug season when it hits October with love bugs. Oh god, that was horrible. Oh, the only thing that we'd have to use to get the love bugs off the front of the motorcycle was dryer sheets.
oh yeah.
You never done that before? You take your dryer sheets and wet it down and go out there, and that will scrub the love bugs off the front.
Actually, I think I have, or I didn't, but somebody had done that to the bike. Said something about dryer sheets.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, it's good.
We weren't too bad. We're at certain times of the year we get a lot of moths and
Mhm.
butterflies out, up and down the coast. Always bees. I've
Yeah.
had, and that's always hitting that at 90 miles an hour.
It's
That
not
always
hitting
sounds
the bees, it's when they fly right in between, the your ear pads and your ear, and they're back there, and you're doing the sweep. See, and I'm allergic to the bastard, so I'm running my hand through there and hoping I'm not getting stung in the process. So, yeah,
I was lucky. I mean, not lucky, but I didn't wear. Back in the days when I was riding around, we didn't. I didn't have a helmet on,
I
which
can tell
wasn't
you
too
the
smart
yeah,
anyway.
I can tell you the exact spot that I had a, bird fly between, me and the windshield and smack me right in the chest on Bayou Liberty Road. I mean, it
Yeah, I would.
knocked the wind clear out of me. How I kept the bike up, I don't know, because it was one of those one, I saw it coming, and it's like nothing you could do, and then boom, hit me right in the chest, and I was like, "Son," I mean, it took the wind out of me. It took the wind out of me.
Yeah, I think the biggest, and I don't even know what it was. It was some kind of a cricket, or
Mhm.
I'm not a cricket, a grasshopper of some kind, but a big bastard, and damn near knocked me out, walloped me in the side of the head. I had no clue what it was. There was like some legs and some stuff left, and what I gathered it was grasshopper. Been hit by many a bees, stung by only a few. My cousin was that way. He was allergic to bees. Besides it just being a little painful, it didn't really. I don't like the bastards. I don't like any bugs or anything. God knows why I'm picked Thailand.
Well,
I
I
don't
tell
like
you
snakes, and I
well,
don't like
Thailand's not as
any.
bad as the South, because that's what I learned real quick is, these damn, mosquitoes and stuff in Thailand ain't close to as big as they are in Louisiana. We got flying pterodactyls down here, and yeah, they were, yeah,
Yeah, locusts.
yeah,
Yeah,
locust, yeah. Not to be
yeah. I
confused
don't.
with Lucas, don't hit Lucas on the bike.
Yeah, I gotta. The I have here. It hasn't been too bad. I think I've had one of those big hornet freaking things hit me. I think, but I was low speed, 30 miles an hour or something,
Right.
and it didn't sting me or whatever. I heard they're pretty nasty, but haven't had too much. But I haven't ridden. I'm sure there's certain, just like in the states, there's certain times of the year that this pesky bug is flying around, and this one and that one different times, just like in Louisiana and just like in California. But I don't know. Yeah, but now with the Forza, I've got the. Although, like I said, I roll the windshield down because I want that. Most of the time, I want that freaking wind in my face, and I'm not doing to where it's going to be um, really bad on my upper body, like I'm holding on because this wind is just pounding on my chest. So it's not that bad. But I ride most of the time with it down, but do have the ability to bring it up and let everything go up over my head, and I probably should ride that way most of the time anyway.
Yeah,
But
Bumblebee inside my leather pulled was it I inside your leather chaps or your jacket, Ron?
I'm hoping it's his jacket, and maybe it made him bigger. Did you swell up?
Yeah. Did you have a pair of the assless chaps, Dave?
Yeah, I
I
did
I
actually.
could never do it. I could never do it. I would rather go cold than walk around with the assless
I
chaps.
I only well somebody bought them for me, and I wore them one time, and it didn't. Back in the day, what we used to do is we had Levi's. They were always a little bit oversized anyway. We shoved newspaper down in the fronts of them, down the front of the leg and all that in cold weather. That was when I was a kid, and I'm
Yeah.
talking 17, 18 years old. But a gal had bought them for me, and I told her I just can't wear these, and she said, "Please, just try it one time. I just want to see you in them. So you're going to take a picture of me and use it as blackmail." It was and it had the tassels on it too,
Mhm.
the freaking little tassel deals.
But did you wear
I'm going,
pants
"Oh,
or no?
you're killing me." Here
Did
I
you
am
just put on the
in a
chaps or
cut,
did your pants
a
too?
black. I got a black leather jacket on, a Levi cut over the top of it, and these shackles running off. So I kept it on. I think I just did it just to sleep with her. I hate to be a pig like that, but I think that was the bottom line.
Yeah.
And went in, slept with her. I think I left the damn things there, and I didn't see her much after that. But I never saw the picture didn't pop up anywhere, so I'm imagining it was all right. So he's saying what? And shook it out. Did he say jacket?
Yeah,
Jackets.
exactly. Now now, I probably have mentioned this to you before. I was working Mardi Gras. Now it's not a few, it's quite a few years ago, and it was a cold Mardi Gras, and I'm sitting there with my jacket on, everything. I had my heated jacket on, and they had a guy that was in like a flannel shirt, jeans, and just a pair of gloves, and he was standing by his bike, and it was at nighttime, and it was cold, and just no care in the world. It's like no shit's given, and I'm looking over. I'm like, man, where's this guy's jacket at? All that stuff. So I don't know why, but I went over to go talk to him about something, and I was like, man, you're not cold. He was wearing a wetsuit.
Oh, really?
He was wearing a like a very thin millimeter wetsuit. He's like, "Well, think of it." He says, "It always rains around here on stuff." He says, "So if we're going down the road and I get rained on," he's, "I just pull, my hood up, everything like that, and I put, get it in my helmet." He says, "And I'm not dry." He says, "Don't get a thick one, but get a thin millimeter wetsuit." He said, "And it keeps you warm." I was like, "Jesus, man, this guy's like on a different level thought here."
Yeah, he
You
was
know?
making sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, it does sound. I want to think when, because at one point in my life we rode in everything. Didn't matter if it was snowing, if it was sleet, it was rain. It didn't make a difference. We had to, especially, I had to. I didn't have a choice.
yeah.
And most of that time, I remember getting back to my house one day, and basically, we had come back from a long ride. One of the friends of mine's wife didn't have a rain suit, so I gave her my rain suit, which got me a lot of brownie points. But boy, I tell you what, man, I got home. We had a out in the middle of nowhere in Aqua Dulce on the 5 acres. My kids were there. I'd been gone for 2 days. I've been on a runner for 2 days, and came in. We had one of those upright wall furnaces that had the big ass fans in them.
Mhm.
And I stood right in front of that, stripped down to my skivvies. And my kid's sitting there, look, what's the matter with you, Dad? And I'm shaking. I mean, hypothermia was going to set in. It was cold. It was cold. Not near as cold as some of the places across the world,
Mitch
but it
Mitch
was.
Mitch just popped in. He said he's leaving Brock's house. Said something about just saying hello before Brock kisses him on the cheek and cooks some breakfast before he heads home. Something I don't know. Yeah, it's Thailand, so you don't ask those things. Dad says he went to
Their
school.
dad says he wears leathers when he's diving, so
Yeah,
he's got that guy beat by one. Yeah, assailant. What is? I didn't. I missed Brock. I missed everybody. Gentlemen, just leaving. Can't stay, but have another great stream. Chat. And where did you go? He's still here, or did you already leave, Mitch? Did he go to actually Brock's house, or did they meet up somewhere?
no, he went
I
to
didn't get.
Brock's house. That's why I said Brock's making him breakfast and kissing him
Oh,
on the
okay.
cheek, telling him thank you for a good
Well, there
night.
he is. Thanks for the hospitality.
Don't
Cool.
forget to leave 1,000 baht. It's customary in Thailand.
Yeah, yeah. That's why Mitch went there. He's hoping to get free room and board and a meal.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it earlier,
Long
going on a
long
bike
time's
ride where he gets
2,000,
back too.
Mitch. Long time's 2,000. 1,000 short time.
And I don't know when, Dad, you're not coming until the end of March, I think. So maybe, and if you're leaving, I don't know who rides. I don't know anybody. I'll ride with anybody. I rode with Mitch, and we had an absolute ball in the back of the pack, just cruising at whatever speed we felt like going. We had a great time. I had an awesome time when we went on that with Chuck and Joe and James and um, Mitch, me, T was there. We had actually met. It was an awesome ride, a bunch of fun. I think we end of March. We went for I don't know. I want to say it was 9 days or something. It was a little long, But I think a 3 or 4 day jaunt somewhere would be awesome.
Now, I tell you what, wouldn't be a bad idea. We had actually, before I had somebody joining me, we had talked about prior to, and it was just all talk, and I had even mentioned your name with it. We were talking about riding up to Chiang Rai and then coming back down and hitting, and I forget where it's at, where you start taking the bend to head into Isan and swooping around and going through Seren. And we're like, we can just pick people up on the way, either pick you up on the way up to Chiang Rai and then
I'd
coming
probably
back.
do that because I've never been there. I've never been to Chiang Rai,
Well, we talked
so I'd
about
love to go.
that. And we, when I say head up to Chiang Rai, I'm talking like take a week to do a drive, 4 or 5 hours. I know in a car on the back roads, once you get away from the city here, once you get up there, it took us about 14 hours in the truck to get up to Chiang Rai, about 13 and a half, 14, and we really weren't pushing it. We stopped for lunch, stopped typical Thai, stopped every hour and a half to hit the little gas station to go to 7-Eleven just to stop. And oh, look, there's another, whatever on side of the road.
I,
We'll
I'm
stop.
I'm I'm totally game for that. And
Yeah.
me, when we went to Maui, I don't know if Maui's still here, but we pushed it because we were trying to meet the ferry
Hmm.
getting over onto the island. So we blew out of here at Serin at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and we got there in time for the 2 o'clock or 12, 1 o'clock, whatever it was, and we drove pretty much. I think we stopped twice on the way there, and it was 6 hours or something. Anyway, no, it was two. One time, it
Hmm.
was two stints of 3 hours, which is for me, it's pushing it. My
Yeah.
ass is sore, and
Yeah.
me, the perfect deal is an hour, maybe an
Hour
hour,
and a half.
yeah,
Hour and a half.
max,
Yeah.
yeah. And it was to Maui too, but we were both on the same page. We wanted to make it there to hit that one. But I'm game for that, and riding, 4, 5, 6 hours a day. If you're blowing out at sunrise ish, 6:30 or something. Put you someplace, you have a good lunch someplace and dinner, and make it. I'm game. I don't have any restrictions on. It doesn't need to be 1, 2, or 3 days. It can be 8, 10, 12 days. I'm fine with that,
Right.
especially if it's places that I've never been.
Yeah.
And Chiang Rai is one of them. I've never
Yeah,
been there.
see, and I
So
really like Chiang Rai. That was when people talk about the North, Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai. Um, I much prefer Chiang Rai over Chiang Mai any day of the week.
yeah, I haven't seen either one of them. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll get to see both. But yeah, count me in. Unless, like I said, we're going on the 18th to find out. I'm going to get checked up on my health, and my wife is going to be scheduling her procedure. And depending on when that is, that'll regulate it, on that. And if we do put something together in March, but if you and your buddy are here and and you get, 3, 4, 5 people, whatever, if I'm free, I'll go.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Um,
Yeah, definitely. Because I can meet up with you guys on the way up on the way up there, and then come all the way back around. That'd be great.
yeah, because I think I was looking at routes, and I'll have to double check the routes with a few of the people around there because I know there's definitely a whole bunch of people that have definitely made that run before and get the better routes. But I know that we won't pass the Ren, but we'll pass it. You'll probably have to shoot over 2 hours or so and wait on side of the road. We can coordinate it and, just make it a stop somewhere because,
Yeah, because you're gonna come out of Patea, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
we're coming out of there.
Yeah,
So
I'll meet up with you somewhere. Yeah, I don't care. That's fine. I'll meet you on the way up, and I don't, I don't know. I even Mitch, that one, the way I cruise is right around 100. So if somebody's, wants to do 130, hey, by all means, as long as I know where the stop is, I don't have a problem with that.
the 100 is a good cruising speed on the Forza.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that's probably about
Yeah, no, I
perfect. I think
agree.
I float there in 105 maybe or something. But
Y-
I said, I've got a cruise control, but I haven't tried it. It's one of those ones that slip on the bar and actually hit on the clutch on the
Yeah,
brake lever.
no,
And I haven't tried it yet. I did have it on that 955 Tiger
mhm.
in that's back in the States, and it worked okay. You just had to kind of be on top of it. You wouldn't want to be
No,
lackadaisical,
no,
but
they
it
no
did
the
help a little bit.
like I said, the other guys, they have Yamaha, Aeroxes, and, Chris is small compared to us, so he jumps on that Aerox, and him doing 100 km is no problem. He's running the same RPMs and pushing it just as hard as we are on them Forzas by the time you factor in the weight.
On my 150, and I drove that to Krabi from Kamala and twice or two, three times up to Kolak and all that. Between 90 and 100 and pushing it for an hour, that bike was ready to rest, especially with my big fat ass on
Well,
it.
yeah, with our
So,
fat asses on there, with
yeah.
Chris, it's, no problem, and he keeps on the service. He does a pretty good job of maintaining his
But,
bike.
if somebody wants to cruise at night, I got no problem with that. So I'm not there to rush to get from point A to point B. I want to take everything in. This is all places most of the time, and if we're going on that ride, that I haven't seen. So I want
It
to see it. I don't need it. It doesn't need to be a blur to
and
me.
and
You
and
know?
that's what I told somebody. I said, "Why you wanna go that fast? You're just passing up all the pussy."
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Slow down. Logan, if we schedule this, can you take off from the armed forces there and take off for 10 days and come over and
Get a little
ride with us?
C-130 to,
Yeah.
fly your bike over for you?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
shove it in the back.
yeah.
He'd probably enjoy that. You'd have a good time. Maybe if I'm still alive when you guys get here, we'll have to go do I think he's got 3 year. Is it under 3 years now, or I think it's or under 4 years? I can't remember. He needs to give us an update. He hasn't given us an update in a while. Okay, gents, it's true. Oh yeah, Children's Day. I got to transfer money to my
Oh,
wife.
uh-huh.
Children's Day, we bought for Sim does her dissertation. I don't know what for college. She
Mhm.
has to go teach at school and teach kids. So she got 160 students. So just so you guys know, because some of the money is money that is coming through this channel. We bought them a bag to carry their stuff and a good insulated drinking bottle, a good one. And so I got to give her the money for that. On it. I'm glad somebody said Children's Day. I think it was wrong. So I can do that right on my phone. I'll text her while we're talking. But yeah, and I don't do any. Maybe I'll have Sim do a short on it and send it to me so that you guys know. 'Cause I know a lot of the guys and gals that give whatever to this channel. It all adds up. It all really makes a difference. And there's a couple of people that give a considerable amount, and we put in every month, and that's what is going to be paying for this. So it'll be kind of cool. I saw the bags. I think they're picking them up. I thought she said Saturday. Is Saturday Children's Day or today, Ron?
Yeah.
Um, I can't remember, but anyway, that's just to keep you guys, up to date on what's going on. I know when somebody gives, $5 or whatever, they think it's no big giant deal, but it is a big deal, and my wife loves the crap out of it. But
Um, Logan says 3 years,
ah,
9
look,
months, and 19 days. I
it,
don't know
it,
about counting, though.
yeah. Imagine that we must be on the at 8:38 this morning. You send me 6,000 baht, right? That's the message I just looked at. I will do it now.
Daz is still lurking.
Is he? I don't know. He must be.
Yeah, he's still lurking.
There it is. Huh? Okay. Yeah, yeah. It's gonna go by so damn quick.
We
Um,
you
at
talk
least for
about
me.
what was it? I think you talked something about the other day about how time's speeding up. I sat down and, talked with somebody that I used to work with today at lunch. We met up for lunch, and I said, "Man," I said, "the last 3 months when I was working on the ship, just like snap your fingers, it was done." When I got off, I was like, "Shit, that went by quick." And we were talking about the last 20 years, and I was like, "It seems like a blur." There's stuff I talk about that I think was yesterday, that it feels like yesterday, or it feels like last month, but it happened like 12 years ago. And,
It's amazing. And you're a
I'm still
youngster.
young, and I'm trying to get time to stop now. I'm like, I don't like this time shit speeding the way it is. I'm still having a lot of fun, and there's a lot of shit that I haven't been able to do yet, and so I'm trying to still cram it all in. Like I've got it, and my bucket list is like your honey-do list. You mark one thing off the top, and there's another couple added to the bottom. I'm like, "Ooh, I wanna go do that. Ooh, I wanna go do that." So that's what keeps driving me. I guess it's what's driving everybody. I still have a bucket list that is never ending.
Yeah.
And
And
I know for a lot of people, meeting me in person is on their bucket list. So I hope to be able to help people accomplish that.
well, that's right. Maui's here. Unfortunately, his mother-in-law of 90 years passed, and he had his wife was already here from the New Year's, and uh, and he jammed over all the way from 11 and a half hours Maui from Hua Hin, rode over here in a straight like I did from Pachuap, and
Hmm.
I'll tell you it's a long, that 12 and a half hour ride of mine was at 66 years old. I probably was then, or 60, maybe 65. But he's got to ride back tomorrow. And we went, and that's why I had hamburgers with. And I actually rode the Shadow over there.
Mm, I take it.
Ours is today. Yeah, I think theirs is tomorrow. I don't know for sure, but
I
thanks,
take
son.
I take it Maui is part of the Soy Little America.
No, but
No.
he's actually in Hua Hin.
Uh,
He actually has met, I think, Joe, and I think he's met uh, Nicole and Mike, and that stuff. But no, he's actually, how long? We were just talking about it too. He bought a condo there um, with his wife or whatever. 3, 4 years ago, Maui, 5 years ago,
you,
something
you
like
know,
that.
you know that would probably be a good run, Dave. That would actually be pretty funny. Is if you could sit there and kind of look at the map of all the YouTubers that you interact with on your channel, or all the other people, and
And go around.
put them on a pin on Thailand, and just jump on the bike, and even if it's just a meetup for a lunch, just ride into town and be like, "Hey, come meet me for lunch this day." And
For
that would
sure.
actually be a good vlog series of, "Hey, I'm going to go meet up with, Robert Mac Media and Patia." Boom, he's there, and
I'm
go
supposed
see.
to meet up with Robert somewhere, but well, when we did the ride, and I don't know if you saw it or not, you probably didn't, but there was three of us on Forzas that went, and then Bobby and Jai, time to get going in their car, and
Mhm.
Andrew and Kwan in their car. We went from here to Ko Chang, spent 3 days there, and then went to Thanksgiving at what the hell's the name of that restaurant, Peaky
Peaky Blind.
Blinders,
How'd you
and
enjoy
then
that?
yeah, we were. It was good. The guy I met, he's definitely got some. I like the way he seasons food. He's a good guy. Seemed like
Yeah,
a really nice guy.
he's from
Um,
Texas, he's a good guy.
is it? Yeah, and well, only spent one night there and then came back. But Maui came all the way from Hua Hin. His
Mhm.
wife is actually, that's where her mom and her family are from here in Surin. So he rides all the time. He got a Forza. He got a Forza right after me. He liked mine, and I think he's glad he got his Forza. But he likes to ride a lot too. I'm
Well,
sure Maui would be, if he's around, he'd
hey,
be up
Robert,
for
everybody is, before you only heard, a couple years ago, PCX, PCX, PCX. Now everybody's just like, okay, just get the Forza.
it. Yeah,
Um,
exactly. I
yeah, I
agree with
mean, it's the best of all worlds. My favorite is where I've heard people go, "Oh, I don't want the Forza. It's too big of a bike, and I like to get in and out of traffic." Well, you can ask Robbie from Walking in My Shoes, Thailand. He was on like a little 125 or something, and we were going down Second Road in Pattaya, and I left him in the dust. He says, all of a sudden I see Ryan weaving in and out, and he says, "I forgot." He's like, he's switching in between going up on sidewalks, going around this, that, and I was like, "Hey, you got to make it through."
You see,
So
Maui's up for any. If he's around, Maui will probably. He doesn't have anything planned. He will go. But
yeah,
you know what it is with mine with my bags on it. They stick out so far. It is a problem Without the bags on there, I don't have any problem with the. Is it a little bit wider than those bikes? Yeah, but not by
Yeah,
much. I
no.
mean, unless you get really cramped in trying to get in between, not on the outside but on the inside, then might be. But I don't know. Like I said, yeah, Robert Mack got that ADV. I haven't seen that one. I don't know. For the price, the only thing that I would tell somebody, yeah, it's nice to have a brand new bike, but there are so many foreigners out there that are going out and buying brand new Forzas and putting under 5,000 kilometers on them
Mhm.
and having them for 2 years and then going, I'm going back to the States or to France or to Germany or whatever, have the services done, have all the books and everything prepared. And the damn things they're selling them for 150, 140. And I don't know what you paid for yours. I paid for 176, I think,
I paid
for mine.
119 for mine.
You bought it used,
Yes,
obviously. Yeah.
very much so.
And I'm a firm believer in that. Because
My
if you could find somebody,
my rule of
you could
thumb is right at in Thailand, I kinda changed it up a little bit for motorcycles and cars, but my general rule of thumb is 50%. If I can't buy something used for 50% or below, I just buy it for new because but again, I kinda changed it up for Thailand. My deal is
that's
I
a hell of a deal, 170. What year is it?
it was, it's 2019?
It's
2019.
it's a 300 or a 350?
300, and it was
300.
119 when I bought it, and it
Yeah.
was dressed out. I had the bags on it, the top box, the good top box, which I can't think of the name of it right now, the one that everybody else has.
The one that
Um,
I have, and now I'm not going to be able to.
come
I'll
on, what the
remember.
hell's the name of them?
Chad.
Shad.
Chad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shad box. Um,
Yeah, I mean, and I told Mitch that too. I said you could find the 300. I think the one that James rode when we went on that ride was a 300,
mhm,
and Mitch was on the older style 300. I
right.
like the newer style. I
Yeah,
think
the
they set
older
him up
style looks
better.
like the
Yeah,
older
everything
style looks
about it.
like a jet ski.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't. They stretched them a little bit, and
Yeah,
they handle a lot better.
it looks like a
But
jet ski.
yeah, exactly. But so that's what I tell people. They tell me now. You can tell when you meet somebody if they don't have a piece of paperwork on when they had their oil changed and
Mhm,
nothing written in their book and the thing looks like shit. You can tell. But when I bought my 150, I bought it from a guy from France. He had it for 4 years in Kamala and just drove it back and forth over to Patong and back and blah blah blah. All the oil changed, everything in the book, everything documented. I bought that. I never had one problem with it. I had it only had it for 2 years, but never had a problem with it. But I would, like I said, if I was to do it over again, I would take it and I'd probably spend 125, 130 and get something 2, 3 years old that's has nothing on it and ready to go. Then I don't know what the new ones are. I think they're in the 90s now, or maybe the mid 80s. I don't know. I know the ADVs are a little bit more. I think they were 189. I don't know. You have to
yeah,
check.
yeah. I've looked at the new bikes. I've been in the shop and I saw the new 350 ADVs, or not the ADVs, but the Forzas, and I was like, oh, and I was like, I really don't need a new Forza. It's more of
What
a
have you seen the 750s? I've never seen one. I've seen the ADVs, but I've
the
never seen a
750
Forza.
ADVs. I don't think they make a 750 Forza
They're
unless it's a new.
supposedly they do, but I've never seen one.
Is it offered in Thailand or is this one of those
I
mythical ones
I
that
thought I thought that the Forzas were made in. Well, I know the 350s are made in Thailand,
they are?
but I
Is
don't know about the
is
750s. I only know
Is
the.
the 750 kinda like the silver wing? I think, because you have the gold wing and they had have you ever seen a silver wing?
I have seen a silver wing, yes.
And it's a
I don't
scooter.
think
It's a twist and go from what I can remember. Because when I saw it, I was like it was
I
in
know.
America, and I was like, "Would you look at this shit?" And, it's just a fast looking scooter
Yeah,
and,
because BMW has been doing it for a long time,
right.
you know. But and then that Taiwanese thing that I had wasn't a bad 300. I just couldn't find anybody that would work on the damn thing.
Mhm.
And my wife said, just go buy a new Forza, please. Do me a favor. So when you do go out, I'll know that you at least have a Honda dealer.
Yeah.
Because I could have stopped anywhere any place in Thailand, and I'm 20 minutes from a Honda dealer.
Right.
And that might be a little bit optimistic, but within, get somebody to load up the thing and you can get. He was smart to tell me to do.
Right. Right. And I agree.
Just to buy a Honda. Yeah, I do too.
So,
Yeah,
but
when are you going to go? I asked you this morning, and you never answered.
Who's that,
On
Robert or me?
Robert,
Oh.
on going to Koh Chang, because I got to know what days, because I have doctor's appointment, and I know the 20. We're going to Khao Yai for that 3-day. Where is it? Let me bring it up again. The 3-day deal for camping. Where is my wife's channel? There it is. Hold on. For this, I'll show you guys. I think I showed it the other day, but we'll show it again. Where's my wife's? Oh, there it is, and it should be up now. It is. Can't have there, right there. This 20 will be there the 25th to the 28th. I guess this is the guy that's putting it on is the one that makes the one that I had or something.
What is that on Koh Chang?
No, this one's in Khao Yai up
Okay.
above.
I think
Yeah, the big
Robert's
one.
leaving at that time because him and I talked. I'm flying in, and like 4 or 5 days later, after I get in, he's leaving for Vietnam. And because I know as soon as I get in and shake the jet lag, I have to go meet him at Cajun to say hello because I haven't seen Robert in a while since last year.
I haven't seen him at all yet.
Yeah.
Me and him been back and forth for I want to say 4 years, right, Robert? Or damn close.
Yeah, you'll get.
I don't know yet. I'm going to get out and ride it, Logan.
I
I'm
don't.
hoping maybe it does. We'll see.
I can tell you for some reason, every single time I get. Well, I used to blame Robert because every single time we'd go out to eat, he'd sit there and the meal would, come and go, and he'd be like, "Oh, I could go for some ice cream or to some dessert." And I'd start hearing, "God damn it, Robert. No, please don't do that. That means I'm gonna have to get one if you're there." And I always blamed it on him, but secretly I was going, "Thank you, somebody else, so I don't look like the asshole."
Yeah, he's not going to be helpful to me, I'm sure, either. He'll doing
No,
that, and I
no,
don't want to.
no. Yeah, but
'Cause I'm the one game for, especially if there's any kind of a dessert that is either ice cream or
yeah, yeah,
cheesecake.
yeah.
Cheesecake, I'm all over it. You
Yeah,
can't
that's
stop it.
that's my weaknesses, and that's what about I was walking damn near 20,000 steps on that ship a day and wasn't losing an ounce of weight because of just the desserts they had there, and I was like, "Oh my
Unbelievable! I know.
god." It was so and this is the worst part, me, I have, the master keys for the ship, like, me and 2 other people are the only ones that have these type of keys, and it's the staff captain and the captain. So I get a call from the HVAC guys. They're trying to get into one of the cooler rooms to look at one of the refrigerators, one of the freezers, one of the coolers. And the provisions master is on his lunch break. So they call me up, say, "Hey, you got a key for this?" I don't know. So I go crawl into the belly down into the ship and I get down there and it's got like a padlock on this. You walk into a big old cooler and it's got a chain link fence in there with another gate to get into another area. Sure enough, I pull out my keys, phew, open it up, and I look behind the chain link fence and it's all locked up. And it's all the ice cream, like all the ice cream that's supplying the ship. And I'm looking around and it's like got all the flavor because they'll break out the specialty ice creams on certain days and it's to go everywhere. And I was like, God, I did not need to know that I had the key to the ice cream room.
Yeah, no shit.
I was like, I wonder how good, how accurate does this provisions master keep his notes? we're we're going to test this one out.
We'll
Will he
see.
know if a whole 5 gallons of Rocky Road is missing?
Oh yeah, no, they'll never know. Robert, the problem I have a doctor's appointment on the 18th. So next week is going to be the 18th, right? Today's the 12th. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18th. Yeah. So
Extend a move your doctor's appointment.
yeah, I can. I moved it already once to schedule it so I would be with my wife. So we both go in on the same day. We'll both see him. Plus, she will see the surgeon that's going to do the surgery. So I can't, or I could.
Mm.
But what's this? Forza is so much better. You must be talking to somebody. I don't know who you're talking to, Maui. What did I miss?
He has the same Wi-Fi that I had on the ship. It's buffering. He's just now catching up.
Uh,
He's watching 5 minutes ago. That's
um,
that's what I had to do for your live shows. Is I was about 5 minutes behind, and I'm looking at the chat going, and I was like, I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
I know they have such crappy on any cruise ship I've been on. Ryan,
And
I'll meet you at engine when you arrive.
yep, that sounds like a plan. Hey, if
How
you
long are
go,
you here till, Robert? When do you go back, or when do you leave? I think you're going to Vietnam first, right? I think you're going out of here to Vietnam and then back to the States.
tell you what, I might go over to Vietnam.
I'd like to go too. I haven't been. I'd like to go.
Um,
I'd like to see what it looks like now.
I've only I've only been to Hanoi and Ho Long Bay, which is up in the north, and I I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Ho Long Bay, but seeing where Robert Mack is, I think it would be a lot better. Um,
He's close to Saigon, right? I
yeah, I
think.
believe so. He's flying down to Vietnam on 29th till March.
Okay.
Yeah, Maui's got to be about 5 minutes behind. I swear, because he's chatting about stuff that we were talking
We
about
were talking
20
about
minutes
was he?
ago.
He shouldn't be. He's right here. He's in
He-
Surin.
Yeah, but he probably hit pause and went to the bathroom.
Well, he could be out in the village where his
Yeah,
wife is for
because
the
that's what would
the
happen to
ceremony.
me. I would sit there and it would buffer, so I'd get up and walk away and hit pause and come back and let it catch up. We'll give him. Hey, he hit the thumbs up like button. We'll get in there. Hold on, if you stay on the ship for 3 nights, I'm not staying on a ship for 3 nights, Robert. I'm staying on land till I have to go back to a ship. Um, no, that's what I think, Robert's got a lot of experience with Vietnam. I,
Yes.
went in there just by looking at a few little videos and, I had a good time, but if you always have a local there to kinda guide you a little bit to say, "Hey, go eat over there, go here, go there."
Well, see, what my problem is, and that I talked to Robert about it for 3 years now, and he was more than gracious to say, "Come over and I'll show you around." Is unless it's one of our long vacation, my wife only has we got maybe 3, maybe 4 days
Mhm.
because she works. So me, if I get into a country that I've never been, it's going to take me 2 days to figure out where the hell I am,
Right.
and by the time I figure it, it's time to go.
Yeah.
When you go and meet with somebody that is familiar with it, then a 4 day trip is worth going. So I just haven't put it together yet, but me and Robert have talked about it for a long time and just haven't done it.
You
But
just gotta pull the trigger, Dave.
yeah, 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 I do. And I do have some obstacles because of my wife's condition and what needs to be done, and I can't. I got to make sure that all that is done and that I'm on top of it with her. Hey Ted, how you doing? You guys aren't familiar with Ted off the hook? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you guys aren't subscribed, I'm a little under the weather, so and Ryan just doesn't want to be known as trailer trash, so he's not. He doesn't have his cameras on.
Yeah, no,
Mine, I'm sitting there with no teeth, not anything. You guys, it'll be it'll be burned into your brain, and
it's already
you'll never
burning my brain,
see
I've
it.
seen it. Um, no, I'm
And
you're
he's been
sitting with
away.
no t-shirt, and I've got my hoodie on and everything because 'cause I'm in the trailer, and it's starting to turn cold. I tell you, the heat works in this thing, thank God.
Yeah, that's all that matters, especially when it's cold. When I rolled when my before my cousin passed, I took care of him. That was the one that had the Lou Gehrig's disease, and I rolled my Class C into his backyard. He had a big place, real nice place. They both made quite a bit of money, and then so that at least I had a place to get. I could have at least nighttime, without having to do anything. And him and his wife were fighting, but anyway, um, he it was cold. I had to keep my I couldn't get away with just putting in a small heater. Plus, I didn't want to suck all his electricity. But I had to string out a pretty long extension cord, and what I'm saying is, I had to use propane.
Yeah.
It was cold, and I don't know what it was like there, but it wasn't like it snowed. But nighttime would get down to the mid 30s,
Yeah.
37, 38, and it was cold, cold. I don't have to worry about that where I'm at. I
No,
don't think.
no.
The other day I was actually cold. I looked at my wife. We both got up early here in Surin. There was a breeze. I think it was 12,
Wow.
12 degrees, 11 degrees. And I had my shirt off, which I normally have. And I went
Yeah.
outside and I said, I think I need to wear a hoodie. And when I went with Maui, we left. We met him at I think 5 o'clock in the morning. I met him over in town here in Surin. And I had to put that damn hoodie. My wife gave it to me when I bought the Forza 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and I had never worn it. I wore it all the way to the ferry till like noonish, 1 o'clock, and finally took it off.
Hmm.
And that's the first time that I was actually cold in Thailand in 5 years. So I like it here. Like I said, you guys know my criteria of where I'm going to be, at least retired, is someplace that I can swim in the ocean on Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and that's it. Let's see. Back to Thailand, March. I think he's going, yeah, back to the States. He answered.
To do some taxes. Hey, you want to do my taxes too, Robert?
I got to do mine.
Yeah.
My problem is, and I think I told you guys this before, I had an Aflac kind of an account that when I was disabled and they paid me so much a month. It was through Cigna, but it was the same type thing. They a flat amount, whatever it was. They got me Social Security disability because the amount of money, everything that they got me took off of what they paid me. So Social Security paid me $2,000 a month. They paid me $2,000 less than what they were giving me. So I always got a set amount, but it was advantageous for them to I said I don't want to be bothered with Social Security. You won't have to do nothing. They'll call you. You just have to answer questions. You'll have to go see their doctor and all that. I said, okay, I got no problem with that. So I did that, and they approved me on the first time, which everybody went crazy and said, oh, it usually takes 3 or 4 times. And I go, well, probably because they weren't really injured. My
Right.
knees are junk. My back is junk. I didn't have to do nothing. Here, do what you want. I'm a freaking wreck. And the guy was fine with that and signed me off. So anyway, just so you know, when I was, in case we have youngsters here, when I was going through this, working for the union, and I changed from one union contractor to another, still kept all my stuff, just changed the shirt, right? Still had the same place that I worked. They brought this thing through, and he's coming through to this thing, oh, this thing, how much is that? He said it's $99 a month. I said, give me that, because I knew I was shitty. I knew in a couple of years I'd be done. And uh, and sure enough, a couple of years came by, and I couldn't work anymore. I couldn't go up and down ladders, and do that kind of stuff as a building engineer. And so it went into that deal. Well, as it came down to my tax guy, if you're on just Social Security and you don't have any other incomes, I was young, I was only 50. You don't have any other kind of incomes or anything like that, and you pay that $99 a month, the government cannot see it. In other words, you don't have to claim it. You don't
Wow.
have to say that this is this. You don't have to do anything. Now, if your company was paying the $99, you'd have to pay taxes on it.
Hmm.
So keep that in mind, anybody out there that's thinking about getting an Aflac type thing, or you're younger, younger brother or someone, your grandkids, if they're doing something like that and they want that, pay it yourself. Don't let your employer pick it up, because so I guess what I'm saying is I haven't paid taxes in 10 years. So
No.
now I need to pay taxes because I've got both the Social Security, and I have as of 65, I'm collecting my pension.
Yeah,
So
don't you love paying taxes on money that was already taxed?
yeah, it's just such a bunch of
Twice,
bullshit. Such a
twice.
bunch of bullshit.
Now you
And
paying taxes on money that's been
but
taxed.
I haven't got anybody. They robbed $900 out of my account last year or the year before, because at 65 I was supposed to start doing it and I didn't do it, and I just turned 67. So I got to get a tax guy and get it, because it isn't going to be much. I don't know, maybe
No.
$1,000 a year or something. Maybe I don't know, because I don't have any kind of write-offs. Hey John, hey Poe, how you doing? Poe on the go. Glad you could come by. Appreciate it. Andy leaving? Bye, Andy. But I know I was rambling there for a while, wasn't I? But I wanted some people to know that, because I would have paid taxes on all that money that they gave me over the past. It just stopped when I turned 65. When I turned 65, it stopped, and then it worked out perfect for me. The time that it stopped, then my pension kicked in at 65, so
Nice.
it was perfect for me
Yeah.
financially. But yeah, keep that in mind when you're doing that. So I got to find a tax guy, because I haven't had one for 10 years.
I
So
know that there's a guy that comes down to Patia every March, and he advertises, he'll do he's an American, of course, and I forget how much he charges to, file everybody's taxes or whatever. I think he kinda, like, does it like an H&R Block or whatever, like, everybody sits there and goes to him, and he sits there with a computer and basically does it for you on probably TurboTax or something.
something. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll take a trip. It'll give me a good excuse to come to Patea for
Yeah.
2 or 3 days.
And trust me, I'll need to do it, so I'll definitely look into it. I know, I think James had advertised him at one time, and he said he's off to Nepal and India in 2 weeks. Well, Nepal is definitely a place that I would like to see. India, not so much.
Yeah, not so much for me either. Now
Nepal, definitely.
my sister-in-law is married to a guy from India, and her ex-husband was. They were both owned a big giant liquor store in Simi Valley,
Mm.
and her husband got in a bunch of trouble and went back, and his partner is now who she's married to now. Her and him own the liquor store. She went. That was what freaked my wife out, and I couldn't get her to go to Costa Rica. I finally had her convinced before she passed away to come to Thailand, because that third world country, her sister, yeah, they squat and they pee in the streets, and the cows are running rampant and shitting all over the place. And I
Yeah,
mean, my wife had a head full of. I'm going. I don't know where your sister was, man, but in Costa Rica, it's beautiful here, and in Thailand, it's beautiful. I had
beautiful.
her talked into Thailand. She just didn't quite live long enough to be able to do that. But her sister killed all her
Yeah.
third world countries. Yes, and I think they do. I mean, when they want to piss, they go over to the women and squat and piss. I think in rural India, and I could be wrong, but
You
according to my sister,
like you haven't peed off your front porch yet.
oh yeah, I know. But you know what cracks me up? Now, I've been on bike rides and needed to go and pulled over and pissed on the side of the freeway or whatever, and took a chance, because they'll haul you in indecent exposure. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you open
Right.
yourself up to, especially in California. Here the other day when we were riding,
The cops
and
on side won't make you piss.
my father-in-law said I need to stop, and stopped, and he got out and walked down. I go, where the hell's he going? Oh, he's got to pee. He'll find a bush and pee, and like normal, so it's
Yeah.
a whole different. Some of the stuff here is a little different.
So
I enjoyed India. Maybe be better back on the street. What did he say?
back then, yeah, the
But I
street was the
did
best.
not enjoy
Yeah.
India. Maybe better now, but back, yeah, the street. Yeah, my sister-in-law told me that right in front of me. So you're not lying to me, are you? No. Well, once my wife heard that, every third world country in the world,
They piss in the
you
street.
piss in the streets,
Yeah.
and the cows run rampant, and you gotta, you know. Anyway, I felt bad because she could have spent a couple of months in Costa Rica with me. Costa Rica was awesome, and Thailand. But I did ever talk to Thailand for 2 months. So, but that didn't happen.
Well, I'm curious to see what Andy comes up with on India because he said he's never been there before, and I know it's going to be chaos. LOL. I'm curious to see what Andy says about it.
Yeah, and then he documents it real good. If you're not, I think you have do you put this stuff on your YouTube, or he has a Facebook page and I think Instagram, and he
Hmm.
documents his trips very well. And
Right.
Andy's like he's a machine. I mean, the places he goes to. It would take me 10 years to go to the places he goes in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he documents it good. So if you get a chance, join. If he has a YouTube channel, I don't know if you have one, Andy. You can put up the link. You're a moderator. Pretty much everybody on here is a moderator. Um, by all means, do. I like his when he went to Vietnam. Now he went on that. I think it was you, wasn't it, Andy? He went on that ship in the lake in there on the 3-day cruise or 2-day cruise or whatever it was, and he liked it. I can see why you don't want to go, right? I understand that completely. The one that he put out, and I think what was his name? The one that did all the English kid, young, rode the little scooter around Thailand, then went to
Oh yeah,
Vietnam, and
Patty. You have
yeah, Patty,
Patty
uh,
Doyle. The
yeah,
one that
Patty.
was the one that I watched was the German guy years back. I'm telling you, he was like one of the first YouTubers that I really watched, and he spoke Thai pretty well, and he hit all the rural spots. And then he went to the Philippines. I'm trying to remember what his name was because I haven't seen any of his videos in a while. But I'm telling you, like I watched his videos before I even made it to Thailand, and I'm talking like this is back before the days of Kev and all of the and even before
Wow.
Chuck did videos. This is years ago. It was a young German guy and spoke very good English, spoke
Huh.
Thai, and just did some really rode a little rocking around for the most part. Yeah, Bald Tommy J's got it. Balder.
Huh. Son of a bitch. Never heard of him.
If
I'll have to look it up.
you probably would have liked his channel. I'm curious. I'm gonna have to go look him up to see what his latest content was, Dave. You would have liked his channel because he made it through Eson and all the rural areas.
I'll have to check it out too.
Yeah.
Let's see. What did Robert? Let's see. Da Nang. Where there's a certain area exports. Tran is another
Harold
beach.
Balder, yep. Yeah, it looks like he's in Korea right now.
Is
And he's got a beard.
he?
uh
Tommy just said it in Korea.
yeah, look at it. He's got 2.3 million subscribers. Holy shit.
Wow.
Wow. I remember back in the day, no wonder I'm not his channel anymore. I remember back in the day, he always had about 30, 40. Wow, he's up at 2.3 million. Good for him.
Dad said it's actually from Norway, up north, not Germany. What was
Norway,
that?
Germany, it's all the same to me. It's like when they tell me I'm from San Francisco or Los Angeles, y'all are all fruitcakes somewhere over there.
Exactly.
Um,
Um. Wow, that's unbelievable. He's done well for himself, obviously. I watch occasionally his stuff, but I like her. What's her name? The one with the enlarged breasts.
Holistic
Uh,
trainers, because I
what's her
see what
name? She would just put out a video.
my
She
life,
does cook.
sigh.
Sigh. Yeah.
Sigh.
I like her and all, but I don't know. I mean, I think I don't know. Maybe he's a nice guy. I shouldn't say anything. Till I meet somebody, I shouldn't say anything. To keep my
No,
mouth shut.
because I'm not going to pigeonhole anybody because there's some people that I thought were buttholes or just out of it until I actually met them in person, the YouTubers, and
And they were
and
decent people.
I had to basically go, okay, this guy's actually a nice guy.
That
Uh,
was me. He's talking about me. He's just being discreet.
it was Mitch.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, I used to
That
think I used to think Mitch was an asshole until I met him in person. I didn't think anymore, I knew it.
yeah, there you go. It's hard, you know. It's a big deal. It's hard on here, and we'll just skim over this real quick. I'll just say this one thing and get it. It's hard to be on YouTube, and until I meet somebody, I'm not making any judgments anymore. It's
No,
hard when people know somebody. In other words, if I have a friend and I consider somebody a friend, it's a big deal to me. It's not a little just. It's a different deal to me. I'll leave it at
Daz
that.
has
And
backed
if
me up though. Mitch is an
yeah,
asshole.
yeah, I agree with it too. So you got plenty of backing on
Mitch probably agrees
that.
with it.
Yeah, he'll probably come on and say that.
Yeah,
But it's hard because somebody will say, "Well, I don't get along with this one, and this guy's an asshole." Well, until I meet somebody, unless the situation is you're abusing someone I consider a friend, you're a troll, you're going after his wife, you're just a nasty bastard, then you become a person that I don't like. And otherwise, it's hard because you get people, it's weird. And like I said, I'm just
yeah,
going to touch on this for a second. Some people say, well, this guy had done this, this, and this, but he hasn't done anything to me, but it's a hard situation to be in. And it's weird because on YouTube, pretty much 100% of the people that I met, maybe 99.9 that I've met through YouTube are good freaking people, you
right.
know? And like I said, that's why when people talk bad about YouTube and this, that, shit, I'd be sitting here in Nissan talking to myself on this microphone and no
Right.
one listening. And I wouldn't have met you, and I wouldn't have met Daz or Mitch or Robert Mack or anybody that's in here right now. Uh, it's a good platform for that and to make money. And people want to put you down if you have a good life. They want to put you down for that. If you're making money on a platform that you're supposed to be
Jealousy.
making money on,
Jealousy,
or
because it's
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 what
tough to do. It's not easy to do.
no, hell no, it's not. And
It's
people
work.
like that I look at like uh, nationals, Thai people from the Philippines that do it on the Philippines. If they can make $500 or $1,000 a month on YouTube,
That's
that's good
life
freaking
changing.
money.
That's
Yeah,
that's that's a big
and
difference. Now,
yeah, and to be crucified by somebody
yeah,
because you're a whatever they call them, I don't know, but that's what the thing. That's what
e-beggar.
yeah, e-beggar. That's
Yeah,
what they put the platform there for.
right.
I don't particularly, but a lot of people use it to live. I don't have to. I'm lucky.
The These are the same
Plus
people
that
that
12 cents that I make each month
right, these people
wouldn't
are
wouldn't
the
do anything.
you hear it all the time that, these people that are accusing people of e-beggars are also the same ones that would, call up a friend and like you did air condition work and I'd call you up, hey Dave, can you come to my house and do AC work? And you come over there and I expect you to do it free. It's like, no, that's his job. Don't expect it for free. Pay the man.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Now
Yeah,
post
yeah. I don't know. It's
post saying Chad from CB Media was not very welcoming. I've heard conflicting stories from multiple people. um, I've had a friend that went into a restaurant and there were three prominent YouTubers all at the same table eating, and Chad was one of them. And he sat down. They said they're only people in the restaurant. He said, and Chad looked up and said, "Hey, man, you eating alone?" He goes, "Yeah." He said, "Well, hey, why don't you come sit at the table with us?" And he said he kind of recognized him because he doesn't spend much time on YouTube, but will take a look. I introduced when he was doing some of the big videos, and he said he talked to the other YouTubers, and he said the guys couldn't have been nicer to him. Um, I was and jumped in on my motorcycle, waiting in traffic, getting ready to get hit. And you know how you get that one car that finally stops after you've been waiting there for like 5 minutes that lets you turn into where you have to go. Sure enough, a car stops, waves me in. I'm like, thank God, finally someone had some courtesy to let me, pass in front. And it was CB Media, and I gave him the wave and the thumbs up, and he, waved back at me. I was like, all right, the dude's not a douche.
yeah, no kidding. Yeah,
Someone,
like I said, that's what I was saying. You don't know until, because you're going to get conflicting. Some people are going to, unless if the guy's a real asshole, and
I'm
all you've heard is that the guy's an asshole,
yeah.
then you
I'm
get. But I still would like to meet somebody. I
yeah,
don't know. I don't know him from Adam. You
I'm
know.
telling you right now, if you catch me on some days, you know I can be a butthead too. And you, like if I'm sitting and I've had it happen where I've been in restaurants before and people that I know have just caught me off guard and all of a sudden they come up, they're like, "Hey Ryan, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, hey," or I might be looking at my phone, I might be into something, and
Right.
they could be like, "Man, Ryan's an ass," or something like that. Um, you can catch me on a bad day.
And
Um,
that's what Poe or John was saying too. Yeah, like I said, and like I've heard people, "Hey Joe, how you doing?" Um, the I've heard people saying, "Oh, I wrote in, I commented on one of his videos, and he never even got back to me." You don't realize if you're not doing YouTube, even me at 2,400 and whatever subscribers I've got, I can barely keep up with the comments, and I try to answer all of them, not just the heart. If
right,
you get from a YouTuber, like let's say that's in the 50, 60, 70, 100,000 subscribers, if you even get a heart, I would consider myself lucky. They just
right.
actually looked at it, you know. But it's hard for people to understand it. They think that you're discourteous to them, or that, God, I watch him all the time, and why doesn't he have the time to answer me? I wish that, and I'm sure that every YouTuber wishes that they could answer every comment.
But
I
at the
I, I know it.
but at the same time, we're talking about people that are making money off of YouTube, and this is to defend Poe a little bit on what he's saying. Um, if if I saw a YouTuber on the street and I went up and just to say hello and shake their hand and tell them hello and maybe just a quick small talk, if you're out there trying to promote your content and trying to promote your brand and you're saying, give my video a thumbs up and a like and do this and do that and give me a subscribe and you want all this stuff that is relatively easy. It takes 2 seconds. On the same time, you should be able to shake somebody's hand, look at them in the eye. How are you doing? You're a subscriber. Thank you very much.
And
All
I
that
think
stuff and be
most of the
cordial.
decent ones will do that.
Right.
I think. I know
It's
I
like
would.
if
You
you
know.
want to be a butthead or you don't want to be sociable or you one of these people, oh, I'm tired of all these douchebags coming up and telling me hello and hanging out and
Right.
thinking we're friends and stuff like that. It's like, well, it's your fan base. You're the one asking for it. You're the
Right.
one promoting your videos.
And I totally agree. And I totally agree with that.
You didn't put it
Totally.
out there saying, "Oh, I'm putting this video out there as information and I don't care who watches it and it's for my artistic expression." No, you're going, "Hey, I want to be, this and I want as many subscribers, share it with your friends, blah 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 blah." Well, that's part of it. You have to be nice to
Right.
these people
Yeah,
now.
exactly. And I
You,
I agree. And I, like I said, I think most of them that I've met, and I've met a bunch, but like Chuck, just talking about stand up people. Here's a guy that's got 75,000 subscribers. I met him a couple of times, and we did hit it off, and I consider us friends now. But
mhm,
even back in the day, a year ago, he was going to do a live stream and actually called me on the phone and said, "Are you doing a live stream tomorrow? Because I'm thinking about doing one." I mean, that kind of stuff. And Robert Max the same way. He found out the when they're like when people are stand up like that, they're I'm going to say most people, even if they're nice to people, aren't going to call up some guy that's got, at that time maybe I had
right,
1,500 subscribers and say, I'm thinking about doing this. I'm going to alter my schedule if you're doing it. Is a big thing for me.
right,
Tells
right.
me the kind of person that they are. You know, and I think most of the people that I know, I think would do that. Joe being one of them, Chuck being one of them, James, all the people that I've met are pretty much stand up people,
Yes. Now, the only
that
ones
are
that
doing.
get a pass is Daz and Mitch and all that just happen to be in the videos and people are coming up because it still cracks me up because I've sat there in many a restaurants with Daz before and, and people are walking up to Daz. They'll walk up to Mitch. They'll come up to Mitch and ask him about videos that happened a year ago. And
Right.
it's like some off the wall stuff, some strange shit. And I'm sitting there giggling, like actually giggling because I think it's funny because I know Mitch is getting uncomfortable with it. And he's like, he's sitting there because they're like, so did you ever get, the bathing suit that you were looking on Chuck's video when you were in Hua Hin, a year ago? And he's like, what? He's like, I don't even remember what I had for breakfast, let alone what I was looking at in the shop a year ago. So
It
I
makes it tough,
about
and
it.
like I said, and people get Mitch is one of them that got a bad rap from from certain people, but for the most part, yeah. And what I'm thinking is, like I said, I've known Mitch for a while now. We met each other. He was on here pretty much every day the first 6 months that he when he came here, and he got a bad rap. I did a little bit, but for the most part, I'm going to say if you're got a problem with Mitch, you might want to look at yourself because there is 99.9% of the people out there like Mitch.
Yeah.
So, and oh God, is that so? There's thousands and thousands of people that like him, but I don't like him. But I'm right. I've got to be right. It cracks me up that somebody can be that, that much about it. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's see. What is Jake saying? Chevin Dev first 650 subs. Now they have 450 and they still answer Yeah, and I think that most of them, like Chuck, will answer pretty much mine most of the time. I usually put him out there just screwing with him a little bit.
Yeah.
Like if somebody's bugging him and asking him 400 times why he lives with his in-laws, and I haven't heard that in a while, I'll put that up in his thing. Hey, why do you live with your in-laws? It's to screw with them a little bit.
You know
But
what? I've got a few buddies that are pretty prominent YouTubers, and I'll jump on there every once in a while, do about the same thing. I'll say something to really screw with them, and it's
right,
borderline
exactly.
troll. And my favorite is when and they kind of like it too because I'll get ruthlessly attacked. They're like, "You don't know what you're talking about this night," because I said something, or that's what it was. It was one of my friends. He's got a very small. He's got like 5,000 YouTube subscribers, and he had Jason Rupp on his because them two are buddies back from the States and all. And he had Jason on there who's pushing at 700,000 subscribers, and he was on one of his
Wow.
videos, and he said, "Hey, if y'all don't know Jason's videos, you know, give him a like and subscribe." He's kind of being cheeky with it. So of course I comment, I was like, "Man, that was very nice of you plugging that guy Jason Rupp. He seems like a nice guy. I wish him well with YouTube. Maybe if he puts in hard work, he'll develop a channel." Boy, I got attacked. "Oh, you don't know who that is. Maybe you ought to go over there and look at his channel." And da, 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 da. I'm like, and these are just random people that I don't know and they don't know. And I'm sitting there and I'm cracking up laughing. I'm like, they
Well, I'll
don't know.
say that about all the people on here. Somebody will get on, and all the core people on this channel are all great people, and they look after me. So if
Right,
someone comes on, you're going to get bombarded with at least the 10, 15, or 20 people at any time that's
right,
here are gonna crawl up your rear, and which is well, thank God. I mean, they're all just a bunch of good people, and we try to have fun. Sometimes it gets a little, you know no one likes drama. I don't, or I shouldn't say that. Some people love drama. They think that's the
a little.
best thing,
They answer
the
a
way
lot
to
of
do
people that
things.
love drama.
Yeah. Me, I don't, and most of the people on here, we're just here to have some fun. We talk about death. We talk about Thailand mostly. We talk about who's going to have the operation next month, who's the oldest, who's going where. And it's just a friendly family, more than what I can see, of about the core people 20 to 50, because some people are in the US and they're already asleep, and some of them are in the UK, and like Nikki pops on here at 2:30 in the flipping morning. She doesn't have to
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
She's just a good woman, nice person. Can't wait to meet her. She's talking about maybe trying to come out in March too. And to answer you, Andy, yeah, one way or another next month, within the first week or two, I'll make a decision on and put it up. We're going to John TM. We're going to try to stay at this hotel. What does everybody think? We'll do a live stream and have everybody jump on there that wants to go and talk about it, and we'll talk about it, and hopefully by the middle of first week of February is what I'd like to
I,
have it done, so we can get the hotel room.
I can tell you this, well, if you're looking for a spot to hold meetups, you talk to Mike's or Robbie with the Spot FM. They've always got places that look for
Yeah, they go.
meetup.
What I want to do is like a weekend for the people that are like close, that we
Right.
talk to every day. You, me, Andy, Jake, everybody that's in the chat, Daz, if Mitch, everybody we get maybe if we get 10 to 20 people, that would be awesome. And what I thought is I want to do it at a resort. Everybody meet up there on a Friday. We have dinner. Everybody does what they want to on Saturday. If you want to, some of these people talk and this one talk, whatever. Meet up, lunch, have lunch, and then head out on a Sunday. Do like a weekend. Well,
I
maybe it'll be during the week. I don't know.
they got that resort. I don't know if it's still open down in Bang Chang or whatever. It's
Oh,
got
that
the
one where they did the video from.
yeah, the Christmas party that time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
let me know about that too, because Rayong and that area
Well,
would be actually perfect.
it's for me it's if I jump on the bike and take the back way, which is a pleasant ride, it takes me about 35-40 minutes to get there. Um and it's far enough out the way, especially right there because everything's self-contained at the little property, and it's a regular hotel, but then you walk to the back and they've got all the pool and the grotto and everything and the pool tables and a nice area.
And the
Um
beach is close enough if everybody
The
wants to go to
beach
the
is
beach.
across the highway. Well, no, you'd have to go up and around to it. You can get to the beach. It's about 10-15 minutes. So it's if you left on motorcycles, about 10 minutes. About 10, I'd have to say.
Well, if you find out the name, send me something. I'll look for it too. And
Oh God, you had to ask me right now. I know everybody else knows the name of it.
maybe
Um,
somebody will pop it up. Tommy, you know the name? Tommy is Ryan. Are you back in Thailand? Not quite. He's on his
no,
way.
no, I'm still in the
He
US.
can't get away from living in a trailer. It's just his life. What he wants here, but he can't find a beat up trailer to live in
No, this
over
isn't
in
a beat up
Montana.
trailer. It's messy right
No,
now.
it's a nice trailer. I don't see why you. I love my trailer. I can't wait to get out and do some more. Like I said, on that 25th or whatever it was that I showed up there up in Khao Yai. The kids are going, and me and my wife will go, and I'll do some video. But I did that one video, and for some reason, and somebody can maybe help me out, I lost Trailer Trash Thailand. It was supposed to be in my wife's name. I put it under her email. I put it under her, uh, um, you know, uh, Google account or whatever, and I can't find it. All of a sudden, one day when I came out here, I would just hit Chrome and I would hit my channel and it would come up. And then I'd hit Chrome again in another window and hit Trailer Trash Thailand or hit YouTube.
Right.
The little icon would come up there. I'd click on that and I was in Trailer Trash. Well, all of a sudden it said sign in. I'm
Yeah.
going, sign into what?
You just gotta sign, you gotta put your
I've
password in,
tried for 3 days now. I
reset it.
can't figure out how to get into it. I don't know if I put it under the wrong
Go to,
email address.
go
Go
to,
ahead, tell
um
me.
go to, Google and sign in to Trailer Trash Thailand through Google, and when you forget it, then do your password
Forgot
reset on
password or
Google.
whatever.
Yeah,
Okay. So go in through Google. Okay, I'll try that.
yeah.
And but yeah, see both yeah, and it's really weird because we're broadcasting on them right now. I've got
Wow.
all three of them up here. The other day when this first happened, it wouldn't give me yeah, right now I'm on Trailer Trash Thailand, Got to Love Thailand, and Got to Love Thailand Twitch, which I have no idea what the hell that is. But anyway, it would only go on to the Twitch and to Got to Love
Mhm.
Thailand. This morning when I set it up, all three of them were there again. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. But I will go under my wife's because I'm 99.9999 I can't find it on mine. I went under her email and her password,
Hmm.
and we tried the other day together. And the only thing that she's got um, Toby Little Girl, and she's got 2 channels, Toby Little Girl and hers, and nothing on there for Trailer Trash Thailand. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is, Jake. I gotta figure it out. But at least I know where. I'll try that because Ryan says I'll go to Google and try to sign into it and see
Yeah.
what they say.
Hey, remember when you said you were only going to do an hour today?
Yeah, I know. Hour and 15 minutes. 2 hours and 15 minutes. I know, and I'm done too. My feet are
Yeah.
swelling, my throat's sore, and I think I've had enough. But I will check that. And I think on that, I think I'll end the live stream. God, it sounds better when I actually talk into the microphone. At least in my ears, it does. All right, everyone. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. I have to go back and Ryan, I'll be in touch. I guess anytime you want to jump on, now that you're in the trailer, by all means, get a hold of me. We'll just sit and bullshit anyway.
Yeah,
So at least it'll gives me somebody to talk to.
this is good timing for me. 8:30 because it's 8:30 at night usually when you start. So
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, it sounds good to me. Anytime, you're welcome. And then we'll talk about that. I'll try to, if you remember the name of that place, because I've got to pick it up. Everybody's supposed to be
God,
going to the community page and doing this and that, but I think it's going to come down to me, making up,
it's not the
just
hideaway.
saying
It's not the hideaway. That was the other place that it. Shoot, might be the
and
hideaway.
it might be too, because that sounds familiar, but I think there was 2 places, because the
Right.
Hideaway was the one that Mitch had
That,
told me and everybody that they knew the guy and all that, but
well,
that might be a good idea. It'd be a perfect spot, I think.
the
Uh,
hideaway in Patia is where Kev used to do all his meetups on Wednesday. Um, Good Lord, let me hideaway. Now you got me looking now.
Well, while he's looking, Richard from Richard Travels is the one that did
It
my
is
intro.
hideaway.
Yeah.
It
It
is
is the
Hideaway
Hideaway.
Resort. Hideaway Resort Bangchang.
Lord. Okay.
Bangchang.
So I'll go on and see if they're still open or what they are, and then I know I want to try to make it because I know Andy is still doing travel plans. I know Daz is doing travel plans. He said he's going to be here towards the end, so I got to pick out something maybe in the middle of March and try to and then put it up and then see if people say, yeah, that's good, but can you knock it back a day and a half or 2 days or ahead 2 days? And we'll just have to get easiest way, everybody, if you're listening and you're going to want to go, is to jump onto the live stream when we do a live stream on the meetup, and then put in your 2 to 3 or 4 cents worth, and we'll try to nail it down. But if we can even get 10, I'm 2. Somebody want to meet me? We'll go. I don't give a shit. I just want to go down to the beach area, and
But
I think it'd be cool.
the
But
good
I
thing with
bet you we could get 10.
the good
I
thing
think
with
we.
Bangchang, especially going to the Hideaway Resort, they got sound like like one of those travel agents. There's something for everyone. If you're a person that just wants to come someplace and relax, because they got the pool and the grotto and everything there and the little huts, you can do that. If you're into the party atmosphere more, they've got the little street across the Silicon Vent that you can go to.
Cool.
Um, I was talking to, I'm not going to dime him out, but we were laughing because I know the guy that also owns it. He goes, yeah, he says, I went down there. He says, then I went to the little bar district, and he says that I meet up with so and so, and he's just breaks out a joint right in the middle of the bar. He's like, what are you doing? He goes, man, you're in Bang Chang. You ain't got to worry about that cops and stuff like that. He says, so we sat there and smoked. He says, it was great.
Yeah, and I was surprised about that too. I thought that they were going to jump up, but I hear it's going to be the middle of the year. I listened to that. What's his name? Tim,
Yeah,
on the one that his new channel. He just said something on it yesterday, and he said the law is already in place. You're not supposed to be smoking in public, and you're not supposed to be doing. The only thing that's going to change is they want to make it medical only,
you're right.
and the laws for you smoking in public and stuff is still there. They get arrested if they want to. They just don't want to. But
Go
he's saying 6 months. He's
go
saying the middle of the year,
go
which
ahead
is
and
good.
go
You
ahead
know,
and make it for medical use only,
yeah,
and you know what's going to happen. Everybody in there, you're going to have a
yeah,
clinic open up next to the head shops,
yeah, exactly,
just like they
exactly.
do in in
Yeah,
Colorado.
and
Because
do it. Yeah, yeah, and do it for your own. Hey, make it medical. Make it that the each doctor has to pay. The government, whatever, who's going to get the money. 500 baht.
it's paying
For every
already.
person they sign up, and make money off of it. Nothing wrong with that. Make money.
So
I guarantee you that. And I don't smoke weed, but I guarantee you that I
anymore,
grew it. But if
um,
but if you go in there, I guarantee you that there isn't going to be anybody that's going to say for $15. What do you mean I got to pay an extra $15 towards government tax or whatever? If that comes out of their mouth, kick them out of the door and get
yeah.
the next 100 in line to come up
Well,
and pay it.
you do know what they were doing in Colorado is like you and I could walk in off the street, go into a shop, and you could get an ounce.
Right.
But if you had a script, you could only get you could get 2 ounces per day. I'm like, "How much more do you want?"
Yeah. No. Exactly. There was
2
a
oun
there was a
An
thing.
ounce would be good enough for me, but you can walk right next door to the shop, walk in there, talk to the doctor, give you a what's wrong? "Oh, my toe hurts." "Okay, here's
Yeah,
a
I was
script. Go
I
back
was
in, you get
within
another ounce."
I was within hours of procuring a distributor, a growing, and everything there in Colorado. I got family that lives there, and we were within hours of being able to try to put it together before the laws all came in. You needed to have the dispensary, you needed to have the grow, you needed to have it all. Okay, and we were within hours of doing that, and it just didn't work out. One of the guys decided that he didn't want to rent the place, which screwed us big time. And you had to be so far from the schools and
Right.
the whole deal. But what they were going to be, and I don't know what they are now because I never checked into it. Never had any reason to care after that. If I couldn't make any money, I didn't want anything to do with it. But they were supposed to all be on computers. So if you were allowed to buy an ounce a week or whatever,
Right.
I don't or a day or whatever it
Ounce a day.
was, you had to punch it into the computer so that
Yes.
Brian couldn't go to Bill's dispensary 10 minutes after he left Dave's and buy another ounce.
They do the
So
same thing with pseudoephedrine around here just for the so you can't do the meth lab shit.
meth lab,
Yeah.
right, right. But I think medical. I don't think it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Smoking in the public, is it really that? Can't you be a little discreet and go up the beach somewhere and I mean, if they do it just medical and they've got and I know Ryan's absolutely right. They're going to have places that are so convenient. Oh, well, you can't buy here, but if you walk down the road here about a block and a half,
Block and a
there's going
half,
to be
my
that.
ass is
You'll
gonna
be,
be right next
yeah,
door.
right, sure. Yeah, you can come back here in about 10 minutes and I can sell you anything you want.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it'll be that way. And I don't think anybody will fight that.
I'm
What they
telling
will
you,
fight is, I mean, they were stupid when they brought it out. They had the thing in freaking vending machines. Come on,
yeah. Yeah,
that was just stupidity.
I
You
can tell
know,
you that cyclobella, blah, 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 let's just say mushrooms, they're illegal. But if you go walk into any one of those shops and ask for some mushrooms, you're gonna look at somebody, they're gonna look left, right, and then they're gonna go in the back and pull out a bunch of baggies and go, "What do you want?"
yeah,
I know
exactly.
this because people have reported back saying, "Listen, we've tested this out. We just want to see like how much is it?" They said we have not been told no once yet.
Huh?
So
Yeah, I don't like I said, and hey, Thai government, make your money, man.
yeah,
That's what
that's
California and all these countries in the United States, stupidity. They
mhm,
could pay all their debt. California, hey, and many people, you want to come across the border? Come on, we got plenty of money. We'll give you free everything. Just tax the freaking weed, and these people that were fighting it for medical. It's why
yeah,
it's the freaking pharmaceuticals, the freaking pharmacies. They're the ones that they're going to lose a crap load of money because they're not going to be able to sell you your nausea medicine,
right,
your this medicine, that medicine. And when they finally figure out what this drug can really do, they're going to lose billions and billions and trillions of
Yep.
dollars. They haven't even scratched the surface yet.
Nope.
You know, when they wouldn't let them do anything and study
So
anything for what 30 years. You
so
know,
there's I know of at least one person that you know how when you get older you have trouble sleeping through the night. So the first thing they want to give you is sleep aids such as Ambien and some
right, right,
really strong drugs. So this
yeah,
guy's a retired nurse, and there's going to be people figure out who I'm talking about. He goes down. He lives in Jomtien. He goes down and goes buys a couple cookies, and about 7:30 he eats a cookie because he wants to be in bed for 9 o'clock because he's an early riser and likes taking his walk on the beach in the morning. He says he has his little cookie. It puts him to sleep, and he gets a full night's rest. Wakes up in the morning, feels good, has his little coffee or whatever the hell he does for his morning routine. He's out the door at 6 o'clock, 6:30, and is on the beach walking. He said if he didn't have the cookie, he would have to take Ambien or something like that, which is a hell of a lot worse than eating a cookie.
yeah. It's mine.
So
I sleep like shit. I should be. I don't like the high, so I'm afraid to. It's probably been, God, 40, 50 years since I did
right.
anything. Now I've grown the crap out of it, and I could grow stuff that'll make you sleep. People think
Yep.
it's a big mystery that how did this weed is so good at sleeping. You just push it out longer, man. You take those trichomes until they're all amber and let it run a week over, and the THC levels will drop, and the stuff that wants to just couch lock you will come into effect. So it's
Yep.
as easy as stretching it out for an extra week and doing it. But I just never. I might try it again because I'm in Thailand here.
Yep.
But like I said, if the people are smart about it, if the government's smart about it, everybody can win, make their money. You know, make their money, and no one's going to get. You know what? Oh, look at that guy! He's only doing 8 miles an hour. It's because he's stoned. Leave him alone and let him over. They do it all the time.
So
You know, I don't know. It's a lot. If you want to get rid of something that'll just drive everybody crazy, get rid of the alcohol.
yeah.
My friend that died of in the hospital because he just couldn't stop drinking at 55 years old. He smoked weed to sleep. I said, smoke all the weed you want. Stop drinking. You know, they told you you'll live if you don't. If you stop your organs and
Yeah.
everything will come back. Nope, couldn't do it at
No.
54 years old. You know, just unbelievable. Doctors even looked him straight in the eye and said, do you think we're kidding? Think we're like joking with you? Or, you know, you're going to die. And sure enough, he died.
Hmm.
Came in and everything shut down and that was it. But he could have smoked all the weed he wanted. He had unlimited access to it. And, but he smoked it to go to sleep. But yeah, I guess he liked his liquor, man. He would be the first one. I like my alcohol. I guess you do. You liked it more than life.
Yeah.
Me, which I can't say it because I probably liked cigarettes more than life. At one time in my life, if somebody told me I needed to stop smoking or I'd die, I'd say, "Well, what a way to go! Let's do it." But I got smarter. People started liking me and loving me like my wife. It's insane. I look at myself and go, "God, I wouldn't even talk to that prick." But you never know. Hey, Paul, how you doing? All right, I was saying goodbye.
Yeah, I'm getting out of here. I gotta go take some medicine and go to bed.
So it's been 2 hours and 29 minutes and 44 seconds. So we're going to go 2.5 hours. Thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. In case you didn't hear it earlier, Richard of Richard Travels did both my pressed that by mistake. So hopefully you guys can still hear. And here's the outro. So thanks everybody. If you can hear me, but I think you can because I unmuted my mic. Can you guys hear me? Hey Joe, I think you can. Anyway, you get the drift. Thanks everybody. I really appreciate it. Okay, good. All right. I hope everybody has a great day, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Have a good one.